What's up? Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking Talking Shit with Eagle, episode 352. Wormhole, Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens. I meant Smiley's Gardens. Popping in. You don't even know he's on deck. What's up, Smiley? How you doing, man?
I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Hold on, I can't even hear you.
You're already live, bro. Am I plugged in? You hearing me? You didn't do no sound check, no
Is
nothing.
it you? Is it me? Hold on. Oh, it's definitely me. What the fuck?
So it happens when you just start up live.
Gosh. I know it, man. What the fuck?
Been sitting here waiting on the room to fire up, and then fucking I get the notification that you're live on YouTube as I'm still waiting. Sweet. Must have fucked something up is what I first thought was. So what's up, brother?
No. Not much, man. Fucking digging today. I'm in a pretty good mood, even though, fucking that 1 minute till dab song, I should say. Even though I was no guest tonight, it is what it is, I guess. Can't win them all.
That's
What I
sure.
think. I already got some folks in the chair. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What's up, Dozer, Jack, Trinity Farms, Naughty Nikki. Who we got in here? LG. Rolling up some GG4. Shout out, man. Oh yeah. I love the GG. That's one of my faves. It's got that, to me, it's got that old school nostalgia flavor, man. Like whenever back in the day, brickweed days, you ran into that old hippie dude that had the fucking hydro hookup, handy the lime green nug bag, and that's what it reminds me of. I love it. Automation is freedom. Syndica, what's up?
Cheers, everybody. Man, I fucking had to turn off the lights, man, above my head. They fucking look bright. Sometimes it fucks with my eyes a little bit to look up at the camera because I'm like, kind of glancing up into the light as well. It fucks with my eyes sometimes.
Yeah, don't fuck with your eyes, man. They don't do good with getting fucked with.
So, obviously, you did not get your shirt today, but you should get it Monday. I was hoping you was going to get it today so you'd have some slaps to support it thing tomorrow.
That's the way it goes. What do you do? It's not worth stressing about. It would have been cool to hand a few out. I'm sure I'm going to see a few. I know Big Jar Grows going. Shout out to him. I couldn't find my tickets. They fucking emailed you. And I got 2 email accounts, you know what I mean? So, and I type in Gene Traders, search emails, and both of them, nothing pops up, a bunch of bullshit. I'm like, so then I started thinking about it. I'm like, motherfucker, did I buy them damn tickets? Or did I not buy them damn tickets? And so I shot Big Jar a message, and he showed me what the email looked like, and it was Michigan Gene Traders. So once I typed in Michigan Gene Traders, then it pops right up. But it didn't. I don't know why I didn't find it under Gene Trader. That was stupid. What do you do?
Roll over, grab your shout outs list. See some new names. Been a little slacking a little bit there as well, trying to catch some of these names. And I feel so sorry for Mr. Ned Denver. Mr. Ned Denver. Because as I was saying the other night, a lot of times when I'm like doing interviews, I'm completely guilty of trying to like grab a pen and be very nonchalant and to where it's like I'm not obviously writing shit down. You know what I mean? So I'll grab a pen and I'll be like, I'll have the paper handy and I'll just glance to make sure like if I'm on the right spot. And I'll fucking see a name and I'll like just scribble it onto the shout outs list. And sometimes that shit works out and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? There's many a times I'm going through the list. I'm like, yeah, don't even have a clue. But Ned Denver was nice enough. He's been very, very nice enough to fucking say he wants to put together like a Star Wars type shout outs thing. And
Yeah.
he said he'd be willing to update it weekly, you know what I mean, with the new names and shit. And I think that's super cool. And he tried to get Lexi to scan the list and send it over, but I don't know. I know honestly, I think the all in one we got. I don't remember if it's the words or whatever the fuck, but he's like he wants the list, and it's barely legible to my eyes. He wants like pictures of it so he can like go through it. I almost need to go through the damn thing myself and make it legible
Or
just
type it
before,
in, just
so I
type
can.
it into an Excel thing or something. Like just, you know what I mean, and send him the file or whatever. Because he's gonna have to type it
Yeah,
in
that'd be
probably to get it on that whatever scrolling anyway. Lexi, are you in chat, Lexi? We got a homework assignment.
There you go. There you go. That's funny because I would she would come in good there because when it comes to like typing still, I can type decent, I guess, but it's still very chicken peck, you know. It's not so often I pull up both hands and try to actually type, but she could knock that fucker out in no time.
What's going on,
Shout
Dozer?
out to Weed.
Brad Westport. Good job today on the show, brother. Cheddar Bob razzing you, trying to get you to flick your hair around. It is quite magical, the locks, though. They are beautiful. Way better than Huncho Groans. I don't even think that was a contest. Did you catch the show, Eagle, or not?
No, I unfortunately I'm not embarrassed.
Cheddar Bob's razzing Chad about his golden locks, and then they started a competition of who had the best hair because Huncho Groan's got some nice long hair too. His were all curly and shiny.
That's funny. I'm very sorry I missed that.
Yeah, that's funny shit.
That's funny. That's one of the beauties of live right there. You can never be too sure on how, what could happen that night.
What's up, Jack?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Smoking, hanging out. Fixing to get a lot better, man.
Oh yeah.
Famous
Chad
line.
does have some glorious hair.
Got me a handful of this sangria. I'm getting ready to break up. Throw a big old worm in. Gonna roll one of the fatties like I used to roll, one of the big fatties, so I can. Eventually, I'm gonna spin around and start chopping away on this here plant. But figured, fuck it, I'm gonna make it work at night. Might as well do it to twofer.
So we might as well bring that out to light and say, look at that big ass plant behind Eagle in that earth box.
Sips work wonders. Earth
You must have
boxes.
really been pushing the PPFD to that thing, Eagle.
Is that it? Or I must have, yeah. Wait,
I didn't-
yeah. No,
I didn't go over 800.
it's less, right? It's too much, yeah. Put too much.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah, some decent size nugs there,
That's
Good
bullshit.
for
They can't be
organics.
that big. They're in organics. They can't even be that big. It's just bullshit. That's like optical illusions or something.
He was feeding
That
it salts
plant
the
has
whole
been-
time.
Right?
This plant has been altered for TV. It's been magnetized, or magnified. There you go.
Yeah.
So, how's your guys' Saturday been? How'd it go?
Mine's been good, man. I was hanging out with the little monster this afternoon and had my daughter over for dinner, so it was really nice. It's kind of cool. He's gonna stay with me, and she is too. So my girlfriend's leaving to Texas over spring break with her daughter, and then yeah, because I sleep until noon, the dogs need to be taken care of. My daughter's gonna stay with my grandson, take care of the dogs while I'm sleeping or whatever. But so that'd be kind of cool. I get to have him over here all the time. Fun.
My wife just got back in town. She was did a day trip to Tucson, where she's from, and got to see her grandma for her birthday. And her and I had sushi tonight. So starting off the weekend with the sushi Saturday is kind of what we'll do if we ever have sushi. It's usually on a Saturday. Sometimes it's every week. Sometimes it's once a month. But we have a really good spot locally, and I'm pretty fucking basic. I got a California roll. I know people are like, that's not even fucking sushi. Like, whatever, fuck you. It's the one I like.
Is it all you like? Have you tried any other ones, Jack?
I have. I don't like a lot of the fancier stuff. I like snow crab rolls. I like a lot of crab, lobster, shrimp, shellfish, but most fish I typically don't like.
I think they call it the sashimi, where they put the slab right over the top. It's like so there'll be a
sashimi
in the roll. They'll do a sushi in the roll, and then they lay like a fresh slab of sushi over the top of it of a different fish. So it's like a combo meal. Oh man, some of them are pretty damn good.
The only fish you should be eating is out of fucking Lake Michigan and the Great Lakes. When I was in Ohio, there's some great Lake Erie perch, and I occasionally have walleye and other stuff, but the perch was my favorite. And I don't know, I just living in California, you're really close to the water, so a lot of the shit's super fresh. But a lot of places, like what certain spots, Southern Ohio, the sushi you get there is not very good. It's being shipped in from somewhere, usually a few days old by the time it's prepared. Boom, welcome back, buddy. Good to see you. Maybe said hello too early. You might still be getting set up.
You're not too bad. I was pretty much done. How's it going, guys?
Cheers, brother. Bro.
Try to get this dude.
So Smiley, you notice I posted the one picture of the earth box, this one behind me. No, that wasn't even both. This isn't even both. This is one of two. And I shamefully only showed you the one the one of the two of the code. I did not post the losing results of the code. Did anybody catch that? Only the earth boxes.
I caught it in the post. You showed me in DMs though, so I've seen them.
It was almost embarrassing there, and I'm not even gonna make any excuses. I thought about this too, bringing this up, because it is what it is. I did kind of sway a little bit from the normal task, but it's no excuse. I'm not putting up any excuses here. It is what it is. The organics smoke that shit. I was actually looking. Remember those the big air pots that I spoke with you about at one point?
Yeah.
Are you interested? You interested?
Am I interested? No.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna fucking thinking about fucking. I'll be on the other side of the lake tomorrow. I'm thinking actually about picking up a couple bags of fucking the Detroit water only. Detroit nutrients water only, and filling up them big air pots because they're too much for cocoa. They're just too much for cocoa. I mean, to fill them things up with a plant full with cocoa.
big an air pot
the
are you
beast is-
talking?
They're huge. They're huge. They're like a fucking 20 gallon or something like that.
Oh,
It'd be
man.
perfect for like a soil. I mean, they're huge. Hold on, I can go grab one. You
Well,
guys
let's
talk amongst yourselves.
well,
I'll
let's
grab
mix up the soil. There you go. I
I'll be
already,
right
no,
back.
we already
That's
seen
right.
you dig your fucking your sump line or septic line or whatever. We know you're a shoveling some bitch, so you can mix up some soil.
Yeah,
5 fucking
yeah.
yards of fucking rocks and shit.
Just looking at that trench today, man, because if you remember right, I did that and then it snowed immediately the next day. So now I still have like a shit ton of yard work to do from the trench I dug right before the fucking snow and shit. Like, there's some more work. But I'll show you the pot. You'll probably be like, that's perfect for the organization.
You know. What's up, Boom? You got your scales working, man?
Yeah, they're all in there. My plants are all fucked up though.
What do
I
you mean?
neglected them this week, so they're hurting. They'll come back, but I don't know. I might just scrap the plants that are in that room right now. I got that GMO clone that I'm pretty interested in, so I might just
That'll be
get rid
good.
of this run.
Sometimes it's best to start fresh, especially when you got a new clone you're excited for. I think your heart has to be into whatever you're growing. If you start getting
Yeah.
ahead of yourself or something goes wrong, and it's sometimes better to start with something healthy and that you're excited about than trying
Yeah,
to fight to get it
the
back.
worst time to have something go wrong, right when you're trying to flip. So now I got to get everything healthy and then flip it, and then it's going to be too tall, and then I'm going to be fucking around with it. So I'm almost fucking over it.
I've been there. One time I, waited and fucking got him back to health, flipped, and then like had to call it like 2 or 3 weeks into flower because it was just like way too big, over vegged. So
Yeah,
sometimes it just is
especially
what
the
it
way
is.
it's set up now on the table, right? I'm losing so much room to that, so just might not end up working out how I wanted it. Well, I don't know. I haven't thrown in the towel yet. We'll see if they come back.
So these are those. I actually offered these up to you when we talked about the earth boxes as like a switch. But these fuckers are tanks, man. These things right here. This is I think this is like a 15. I got like 600. I think I got 8 of these laying around.
Eagle, if you
And,
fill that up with that water only and then mix some of Patrick from Green Bicycles, some of his stuff. I know it says water only, but if you throw a little bit of his, what is it called? Ocean Bounty in there with that, hit it once, maybe once in veg, once in flower with his tea, you'll be rocking and rolling. That'll be all you have to do, water only otherwise. In that big a pot,
well, I
you'll have a
think
big ass healthy plant.
Coot actually was trying to tell me them would be good for earthworm beds. I told him what I had and everything. He's like, yeah, they're not going to be over wet. They'll dry out. Just keep them moist. He said you'd be better. It'd be hard for you to keep them moist, but then to be oversaturated. He's like, them things would be nice. So I actually thought about using them for that, but why not fill them fucking full of soil and
I think
give it a go?
I think he might have thought you were talking about fabric pots because I think you were saying smart pot.
I meant, I said the air pots. I even told him. I made sure and told him they were the plastic ones with the cones and they had holes in them. And he said, as long as they're, it's moist in there, they'll stay. They'll stay. I'm like, you sure? I even asked him, the worm guy, you sure? Yeah. Okay. He said I could actually use some of the cocoa in there as a base as well.
Oh, they
some
love
of
cocoa.
that chunky cocoa and then add to it.
Even the fine cocoa, you could put any of the cocoa you want in there. They'll work it through eventually. the finer stuff would probably actually be easier for them to
If
work.
pot's that size, I might even throw some worms in there the next round. try to start a system that I'll reuse.
You don't even need to use worms to have a reusable system, but it definitely is something some people like. Some people like to just keep them separate, the worms in the worm bin, and just use the castings. But I think there's benefits and drawbacks to both. But
What would be the drawbacks of having them in there?
I mean, it's tough to that they prefer it, I think, a little bit drier than what your situation would be in cannabis grow. So if you want a healthy worm population, then you're going to be creating a situation that's not necessarily optimal for your plant. And if you want a healthy plant, then you're going to create a situation that's not optimal for the worms. But they can definitely live in there. It's not like they're having a hard time. And even if they die, they can get decomposed by the other stuff in the soil and become part of the living system. So I don't think there's a ton of drawback. I just think that you can basically, like how Coot talks about them all the time, they're like little workers for you if you have them in the worm bin, where you can basically set up like, I want these castings over here for my veg. I'm going to make them higher in nitrogen. I want these castings over here for my flower. I'm going to put more potassium in there. And, you know, there's just ways to go about doing it. And I think you can be strategic with it, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be let nature do its thing.
Avocado tech works that way.
Welcome in, Cheddar Bob. I didn't even see
Yeah.
you join. I just had the 4 people vision going.
Hey Jack, how's it going, man?
Good. What's
Smiley.
smoking on?
Eagle,
Oh, man.
you want to ask me about
Cheers.
you want to ask me about my first?
You're what?
Sure. Sure. I've already had you on, haven't we?
I know.
We've got the first.
I saw the smoke in the air. I was just like, what you cooking on?
Oh, I got some of my flower rosin here from the Royal Chem.
I almost said that smells good. It sounds like
It
it smells
does.
good.
It's beautiful. I don't know if I told you guys about it. It's got like this roasted lime, you know, like the hot fajita plates, you know, with all the spices on it and stuff. And then when you squirt the lime on it and the steam comes up and you just get that acidic, hot, like beautifulness. It's that and then some like gasoline kind of flicked at your face. That wafting of gasoline, not like,
Like a scoop feed?
yeah, you know, like what you're supposed to do with cologne, you know, you spray it and then you walk through it instead of spraying it right on you. Most people don't know that, by the way.
I will give people warning if you drink kombucha, be careful with it around your bongs or other glass, because I just clinked mine together. Bongs and kombucha don't go together hand in hand like you might want them to. But yeah, definitely don't want to end up like Eagle, fucking breaking my glass. I knock on wood. I've had this piece for 5 years, so
You didn't
Setting
break
yourself
it,
up.
did you? Yeah,
you know,
right.
I didn't. I think that the kombucha glass would break before the bong in this case, to be honest. Shout out to the Canadians. It was made by a Canadian glass maker. So Macro is the name. They're not in business anymore, unfortunately. I do like their product.
Great, strong bong, not in business anymore.
Right?
That's probably why they were counting on a bunch of rebuys when they broke.
I know.
Yeah.
They only sell one and done. I actually bought 3 or 4 total, and we still have 2 of them functioning. One of them did break, but shit happens.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have something to do with the product. There's been a lot of great products that just had shitty marketing, just never got out there. You know, the people just give up on the shit. This thing ain't selling, when in reality, it just wasn't marketed properly. People didn't fucking catch word of it, you know.
Yeah, like the fleshlight.
I don't think that had a
That could be
marketing
one reason.
issue at all.
Well, yeah, I think everybody on the board here has heard of the fleshlight, so I don't think that was a marketing fail.
They just should have like teamed up with Shake Weight or something, you know? Fucking
There
bring
you
these.
go.
We're born with shake weights.
Cheers to that.
Bingus is probably like, what the heck did I just roll into? Cheers, Bingus.
At bad.
How you guys doing? Good to see you.
Hey, I have underwear on at least.
I don't.
I have pants on. I can honestly say I have pants on.
I haven't wore underwear in many years, actually.
Hey, Bingus, how's it going, buddy?
Good, Cheddar Bob. Always good to see you, my friend Smiley. Boom Farms, Jack Greenstalk, Eagle Gardens, chat room. Hello, everyone.
Starting to look like an I Gruesome drawing in here. Where's Johnny?
Exactly. That was pretty fun.
The drawing's pretty badass. Where he's got them. We're all like standing there like warriors.
Like
And that
Bingus is like
Gruesome
holding
pic.
someone on the hand.
I'm wondering who that was, actually.
I need like the full thing labeled, you know, because I can pick out like a bunch of them. Like I see Ali Noble's in there,
Yeah.
Smiley, there myself is in there. I was one of the people tagged because initially I think he had only drawn like 4 or 5, maybe 6 people, and then he added a bunch in there, and it's badass. I told him, I was like, dude,
Quite a
like Eagle told me, you should write a book. I was like, I agree, some man. Like there's a book. There's a dude named J.R. Talkin, and he wrote like the Adventures of Nimbly or something, and like Nimbly Part 2. And they're both sold out. You can't get them anymore. But I at least like screen captured the Amazon cover artwork and sent it over to I Gruesome, and I was like, if he can do it, you can fucking do it. I'm like, I did it too. So it's coming from somebody who was told you should write a book, and I'm like, I haven't said that to a lot of people, but in his case, I think he's talented, and his style of art lends to like a story. When you look at it, it almost evokes like this is going to be like an epic adventure, and like we have those each night when we get fucking medicated in the wormhole or whatever. But I think he can make it into, and it doesn't have to be about us, obviously. It could be about whatever. But I think that he's genuinely talented and should combine that with the cannabis community in some way, like a cannabis related tale.
Awesome.
Cheers to him, and also cheers to Kazoo. Kazoo's fucking talented.
Yeah, Kazoo as well. Yeah, they're both right in there. Yeah.
Supporting it. I am actually at the moment even supporting the Kazoo sign, the design right there. This T-shirt that got sent out to a few of us yesterday. Should be on the way to a few of you guys. I'm actually gonna go. I'm heading in probably tomorrow and getting some more printed up, different color, to pass out.
Is that the Pinky and the Brain one?
Yeah. What we gonna do today, Ego?
Smoke out the world. That shit's awesome.
That was perfect. It's so true though. Every night.
Hoping I actually want to get some black ones. I'm a black shirt wearer. I don't.
It'll look good.
I'm terrible on. I'm actually scared to wear this one. That I'm gonna get a stain on it because that's just the way I roll, man. I shirt I like the best. I have to be super cautious with this, man. It's like magnets for me. I can't wear white. White's like a one shot for me. And then it's a work shirt.
Anything but a black t-shirt in 20 years.
That's what you got bleach for. Fuck. Everything comes
as
out of white.
As a lobsterman, they all end up being work shirts.
Well, you won't get hit right by a car going across the street. That's for sure.
I was gonna say on the topic of artists, I think it'd be cool to see T-Dog Part 2. Have him come back on, see what he's been up to. He's badass and had done some of the original TGA artwork and still does artwork for people in the community, other cannabis breeders and just people in general. Big fan of him. His episode was great originally, but I'd love to see that check in if they're open to coming back on. And hopefully they're doing well. I haven't really seen much of T-Dog anywhere. I still follow him, but I don't know.
I'd like to hear from Farmer Willie again. In a long time since I've seen that guy around.
Yeah, Charlie's Farm,
Charlie's Farms, yeah.
aka Farmer Willie. Yeah.
Dude, he's cool. I like that guy.
I do check in with Farmer Willie occasionally, and he's just had, if I remember right, his father passed recently, and a few other family health issues. And I can understand when shit's going south like that. It's hard to come hang out. So
Yeah, no.
all you can do is send them your wishes and tell them you're always welcome. You know what I mean? We miss you. We do too.
Everybody have-
Eagle, I will say you and I both went through that same experience this past year, and I would bet both of us would say this community and other shows in the cannabis community have probably been a big help in us sort of having someone to be there, whether it wasn't even necessarily to talk about, the loss of our dad, but to just have a community of people to hang out with and, not be alone at that time, or just have positive people with good energy, meeting new people like you have been able to most nights, or hanging out with good friends on the nights that you don't get to meet someone new. I mean, this is like a social hub and community that I think is could potentially benefit Charlie's Farm if they're able to make that time. I obviously don't want to put any stress on them to have to come back early or anything like that, but I know that it's personally benefit me in that way, and we can empathize or sympathize, whatever it is.
Well, Jack, to add on to that, especially during the times that we're in the last year, the times that we've been in, like for me, Eagle and Jack and now Boom and Smiley and everyone in chat, like this is a point of connection, that me being on a small island in a very low populated state, like there isn't a whole lot of connection going on. So, thank you to Eagle for, first of all, allowing me to be in this and in this community. And thank you to all of you guys for that connection. It's really important to people's mental health. And it's, thank you.
Well,
Thank
the
you,
chat.
man. Like I said, many nights this couldn't go on. I couldn't do this night after night by myself. I depend almost sometimes I think too much on everybody jumping in and helping me out. And sometimes I'm like, man, I gotta fire this thing up again. I don't have shit to say. I'm only praying that you guys jump in and save me. So thank you. Thank you guys all for popping in. It takes everybody to keep this thing rolling every night. If it were just me, you guys would have been sick of me fucking a month into it. You'd been like, yeah, fuck all that. It takes everybody. It takes everybody.
We all have a really beautifully symbiotic relationship. It's almost like we're our own little living soil.
My ceiling
I like
network.
that. I like that.
Oh, huh?
My ceiling network. It's a win-win. Everybody wins. That's what I like about this place. All right, you can throw down the sword. You don't have to have an agenda. You know what I mean? Everybody's opinion really does matter, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? It's going to get dealt with one way or another, in the chat room, on the panel. And there's such a variety of flavors. You know what I mean? It's like we're all little terpenes. We affect each other, connect together. It's, in fact, I'm going to smoke some terpenes on that.
There should be a cloud. It'd be funny if we could actually cloud the Zoom screen. So much smoke, you just the screen in general seems cloudy.
You can get one of those Jackie 420 hair dryer bowls.
Dude, I haven't seen that guy in forever. Love that guy. He used to be
that guy gets crazy.
I was on this live panel there in the beginning, almost weekly, with the craziest shit ever. Dude, bizarre. The good old days. YouTube has changed a lot since those days. We used to get away with a lot more. We had, he was part of the Insomniac session with Dead Cynic, who was interviewed by Eagle. And they would do upside down dab hits live. Fucking just laugh your ass off. You know?
Upside down dab hits?
Dude, it was the funniest fucking
Is that like a revert, like a keg stand or something? Is
something
that
like that. And they would take dab hits through their nose. Which I was like, what the fuck? I tried that once. Don't ever do that. That's not a
And
good
don't snort lines of teeth.
You must.
idea.
I would think that would be very congestive there.
That'll
Oh,
get
man.
Highly suggest not taking nose dabs.
No.
It's terrible for your sense of smell, your sinuses. It's
Hot.
But
Bad
they would
idea.
do it. This one guy would do it every night. And it was just like, it never wouldn't even phase him. I was like, what the fuck? So you start
you
to
build
wonder,
up a tolerance.
well, you start to wonder, God dang. And then I just did a little one. I was like, fuck this, man. It just gave me a headache.
It stings.
That's
Bingus,
it.
did you catch us smoking with Small Town? That cat was kind of impressive. I can't remember what he called that, what he was doing, but he was like fucking taking a dab, chugging a beer, and then I think he took another dab and fucking, or you know, hit it
Or a
one last
shot.
time with a little breath, and then fucking blew it out. I was like, fucking, he did that like, I think he did 6 of them the night of the show, to where he chugged a beer, did a dab, chugged a beer, and fucking, I think it might have just been the combination of the two. But I was like, no shit, that's impressive to be able to hold a dab bag, then chug a beer, and then exhale that dab, just to hold it through the whole process.
Oh, there'd be
Do
a
you know
wet
the strikeout?
in front of me.
Do you know what the strikeout is?
No.
Is that what
So
it
there's
is?
Oh,
a-
it's not that pipe that you
a
light
movie
and
called
turn it and it.
Beer Fest.
Oh, okay. Actually,
In Beer Fest, you take a bong hit. There's a movie with it's the guys who made Super Troopers. But part of the movie, they're like at a college party and they see people doing what they're called the strikeout. And what you do is you take a bong hit, and then either, I don't remember the order for the drinks, but you have a shot and a beer while the bong hit is still being held down, and then you blow it out. And in the movie, after doing that, like one of the characters like passes out, like falls asleep, like right there, like 30 seconds later at the party. But yeah, it's something that people did where I was at in Ohio, remote as fuck, when you ain't got shit to do on the weekend except get as fucked up as possible, take a few strikeouts. So definitely a thing.
that was a long time ago, like 2 years ago. On YouTube, a day's like a month.
This was over a decade ago, but shit, I love those movies. If you guys haven't seen like Super Troopers, God, there's
Bad.
a few,
The super
What's
bad
that?
one. Super
oh,
bad.
Superbad's hilarious too. Different set of
But it's
guys.
still really funny, which is weird because most of the old movies that you think are going to be great to watch again, just it pisses you off when you watch them again. They're not funny anymore. Maybe I'm just too old now.
No, I feel that way.
Superbad's one of those that always is funny. When he gets hit in the with that car when they're trying to buy beer and shit, there's no way you're not fucking laughing at that, dude.
He's so sketchy. The guy who hits him is like so sketchy. In the conversation they were having when he got hit, I think they were talking about like the condom and the lube. And he like throws this fucking spermicidal lube across the parking lot. He's like, that broke, so you owe me like $7 because I'm not going back in and buying another one or whatever. Like, God, that movie's fucking great.
Right?
Start to finish. Even like the music's great.
His fucking ID was McLovin, dude. How does that ever
Plus he-
get old?
when they get pulled over and he's like, "Pussy's on the pavement." It's like Bill Hader and Seth Rogen are the cops, and they're like shooting at fucking stop signs and shit. Oh man, Superbad's a great movie for sure.
I think Something About Mary was probably the funniest movie I've seen in a theater ever. That I laughed more at that movie than I have at any other movie I've seen. It was a great theater.
When I saw that when I was young, and I didn't get the hair gel scene because I was like too fucking young. And then when I saw it when I was older, I fucking was cracking up so much when she's like, he has the hair gel in his hair, and the girl comes over. He is like basically jerking off in the mirror, and got a little bit of
It's just weird too. Why would you fucking jack off into the mirror? That's fucking
I know it was such a bizarre scene, but
That's not normal.
I can't.
That's not how you guys do it.
Yeah, I guess
Cheddar Bob, that island is lonely over there, isn't it, buddy? We love you though.
And I'm Welsh, so I don't know if you know what they say about Welshmen, but
no, not at all.
All right, well, I'm not going to tell you. So
okay,
the women look like sheep, and something about
sheep are involved. Sheep are involved.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
It's a wormhole now.
Yeah, that's a sheep hole.
A wormhole. Polio.
we need some controversial topic to go over about plants or something.
Eagle. So we were talking about how you were actually saying that we wouldn't be watching if it was just you, but Smiley and I were sitting over here in the DMs before the show goes on, and he's like, I think Eagle's going to come on at 1, which I think is like 11 my time, which would be right about now. And I was like, oh, okay. And he sends me this video about like photosynthesis or something in relation to a show that happened a few days ago, and some comments. So I started watching it, and I was like, oh, I got 45 minutes. You know, it was like 10:15, and then boom, fucking Eagle pops on. He's like live. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna watch this shit later. Go hang out in the chat for a bit. Got to see you and Smiley kicking it for a little bit. I think you guys have a good rapport. And when it's just the two of you on the panel for a bit, it's always fun to catch your banter. But then I'll jump in after, like the rest of the gentlemen have this evening. But yeah, it's good to see everybody always. And whether it's a wormhole or a great show like last night, thank Duchess. I mean, such a great interview. I was really happy to
learned a lot.
See things go.
I was a rookie there, and I learned a lot. It's cool.
So, you know what's funny about your description playback of that moment there is right before I went live, I checked the IG, and I got the forwarded the link for that video as well. And so I'm sitting here, I'm filling out the title, and I click the link, and I start watching it, and fucking I double tap the screen because I'm like 3 minutes into it, and I see it's 44 minutes. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't got time to watch all that. So I paused it and hit the live button. So right about that time, we must have been watching it pretty fucking close to the same instant right there.
I was 2xing it, so.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Cheers, Tal. We gotta say hello to
Al,
Tal.
what's up, buddy?
Hey,
Yo, what's up, all? How's everyone
Good to
doing
have you
tonight?
back. We're good. How's the
Al.
mail lady? How you doing?
I'm still alive, no worries.
Oh yeah, we've seen you today.
I missed the mail lady. I haven't been in for a bit. I've been fucking busy doing shit.
I like your moccasins.
Well, they're like boat shoes. I know everybody got a quick shot of them when I was burning the solo cup. They're pretty beat
How
up.
are the velvet punches? Still sticky? Still looking
Dude,
good over there?
Yeah. Did you not see it today?
No, I haven't been on the social media. Busy day today for me.
They're killing it, dude. The one is getting fat now, man.
Curious to hear your smoke report when you get it down.
Boom. There it is.
Look at it.
Nice.
Look at that.
Chunky.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
Right.
yeah.
This one back here is getting some color.
Okay, well,
These two are smelling.
Stripey.
Them two look are smelling grapey, Jack. This one right here.
I like the looks of that one, man.
Yeah, but this one really back here. But I ain't gonna pinch all the cards on. Fucking. But yeah, I think I'm still gonna let him go. That one in particular is starting to fade, and
That's right. You don't know what fucking day they're on or nothing.
not exactly. Not exactly.
See, if you wrote it down, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm guessing there'll be about 10 more days."
But I know
On
the
day 50 or whatever.
I know the
I'm at
last
week
one
8,
was
Smiley.
put in 29. It was put in January 29. The last one of the Velvet Punches. I don't know how. Well, that's a guesstimate too. So yeah, I don't know exactly, but
Not that hard, dude.
like
write a fucking date down.
These are all
the Eagle
queued
was
up.
saying, I don't want to be swayed by the calendar. I want to watch it when I think it's right. But yeah, you're right. I need to start paying attention.
Is a test. Well, could you qualify that as a tester? That is a tester, right? So it should be wrote down, at least when it was dropped.
Yeah,
Only
you're probably right.
testers I do that shit though. The rest of them I could give two shits about. If I ran them a couple of times, I'm not worried about it that day.
Oh, look at Jack. What do you got growing there, Jack?
That's cannabis, Tao.
Velvet
Oh,
Punch.
is that what that is?
Pollinated, making F3s. So there's seeds in there. You look close, you can see it.
Okay, very cool, dude. That one's looking nice.
Week 8, gonna push it to week 10 because it's seeded. Want to let them get nice and mature. But there's pretty big plants. 2 in the earth box. But keeping it simple.
Yeah,
That looks great, dude.
nice setup.
And the mute well is it.
So I was answered some DM from Miranda Family Farms, and he got with me today and said that he acquired both halves of the strain for DOA, and he was going to be sending me off the packs. He actually ordered the Chilumbium from North Star, and he's going to send over the Jack Straw, so those two could be smacked together. Thought that was fucking really cool of him to go out of the way and pick up both strains and send them over. Real awesome of him.
That'd be
That
perfect.
is
can't
super
believe
awesome. Is
I-
it Jack Straw or is it Jack Skellington?
Oh, it's Jack Skeleton. You're right, Jack. Thank you for clearing that up. It is.
You
Jack
know what's
Skellington.
fucked up is when you said Jack Straw, my brain immediately went Jack Skellington. That's a good one. I didn't even catch it. I just assumed that's what you were talking about.
That's gonna be
But
sweet.
these are some Amy Aces right here. 7 for 7 germinated. It's one day, and they popped up. So, and these are some Donnie Burger
Should
over
have put a
here.
magnet under them, Jack.
I know that's what I was being told. Actually, these all popped in 24 hours. I just let them go because I was waiting for the Donnie Burger to pop. So I planted them all after 72. Some people were saying the Velvet Punch popped after 16 hours, and they weren't using any magnets. So I think fresh seeds will pop earlier. Personally,
You got any crystals in there?
I do have
that
some
might have been it
crystals.
right there.
I do have
There
some
you go.
crystals in the house or in the soil that was remixed to be used with them. So
Boom. There you go.
that lithium quartz from Rifa Mamacita. She hooked me up with one. It made my best plant 3 grows in a row, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy some more for the other plants."
That's cool.
Can
You
we
can't
all
hurt
go
me.
around? Can we all go around the panel and say something nice about Chad Westport's hair?
Probably.
You can go ahead. And
We
pick
did that
it up
earlier.
if you'd like.
It'd be more fun if he was in the panel though while we did it. Chuck.
It
Yeah.
would be more fun, but he said he
It
just woke
would.
up
Then
from
we
a
could
nap.
have. Then we could look at it for reference. and then they can.
Chad just won a giveaway on my channel
the
today.
full effect of it.
For mile seeds.
We can time lapse it. So what I really want him to do is at the end of each one of his shows is to, like do the Captain Kangaroo thing, but with like some water and do the flash dance, back over the chair. I really feel like that would be an absolute like
I think so.
killer ending to his show.
I
Just
think you're onto something.
it just full chest out, just hair whipping and wet. You could even do like a little slow motion at the end and fading out. I've really thought this through.
I think you're
Big fan blowing on him, Shadow.
Yeah, he was lucky in the chat today winning one of the giveaways. I had a giveaway in my live. I don't go live very often, but looked at all the seeds I have and I was like, man, I don't get, I'm not going to grow half of these. So I thought, well, fire up, gave a few away. And then I turned right around. I talked to my buddy tonight. I got some face-off OG seeds coming. I got some New York City diesel. He lives in New York. And he's just a hoarder. I go, dude. So I gave him the same guilt trip. I'm like, dude, you're going to grow any of those things? I'll give you access to the clones. He's like, all right, I'll send you some. So, we're trading back and forth. And it's been a great Saturday. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Seeds. Oh, the Bingus Green Bonanza.
Yo. So I don't know if you guys were listening, but I got chocolate seeds supposedly on their way to me right now.
Yeah, what seeds?
Chocolate.
Chocolate fire, man. It's from DNA.
Oh, you found him, huh?
Yeah, I
Got
found
you
them.
some chocolate, eh?
We'll see what happens. I don't have them in hand though. That's what I was saying. I hate saying it out loud, but I don't have them in my hands because I paid. It was an auction thing, and I was the high bid, so I paid, and now I'm waiting for them to show up. It was the first time I ever
legitimate auction house? Who'd you auction
it was
with?
it was an IG guy, but actually, you know what? I never bought nothing from this dude. I don't know how I stumbled across it, but I found that there was chocolate seeds, and
That page
like I
is
said,
gone now. Just doesn't exist anymore.
if I ever found it, I would. That was the only thing I would pay money for, and I paid. So hopefully,
I'll work on getting you some chocolate now if they don't come through.
hey, if anybody has any chocolate flavored anything that they got beans of or whatever, keep me in mind because I'm gonna F1 them whatever. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of seeds and start going through it and try and get chocolate flavored weed because that's what I want.
Talk to the world's last hope was talking about something.
Yeah, he was. I
India
got it.
Kush.
I had a chocolate diesel to platinum kush I had two different phenos of it. They were both really tasty, but they were both very, very different.
Any chocolate flavor?
Yep.
See, yeah, because I hear a lot of stories about chocolate labeled seeds without chocolate flavor in the strain.
That's a good
I
idea.
have this says Cannabis Corey. If you guys, anyone familiar with Cannabis Corey? I'll take the silence as a no.
I can't tell you. Right.
This is called the Lope. It's Chocolope crossed with Cantaloupe Haze.
Okay, because chocolate is chocolate tie. Well, it says OG chocolate tie by Cantaloupe Haze. So that just must be another cross back to the Cantaloupe Haze. By the way, Green 13, good to see you, kid.
Cheers, Green.
My friend.
Hey, Green.
Good to see you, brother.
Everybody okay?
So far.
Moving forward.
Far more
better
superior
now.
than okay. Yeah.
We're better now. You're here with us.
Oh, thanks. I thought you was going to be the Eagle started some fight in a interview again. I shouldn't say with Bingus, really.
Alex Poikachev wants to know what the beautiful plant behind me is, and that's orange blossom. That is orange blossom by North Star, and of course that was grown in the Earth Box, the organic side of things. So,
how did that comparison come out, Eagle?
shut up, Cal. No.
What did you say? Did you say North Star or
North
North
Star.
Star, yeah.
North Star.
Actually,
I-
you know, I hate
have
to
some-
say it, but it was like almost, I would say probably 3-1 was
Looks like you got your sister.
it
over
wasn't
there,
double. It was a little heavier than double the yield than the
Damn, son.
I just popped some orange blossom special from Greenpoint Seeds. So I'm interested to see how that comes out.
That's the younger brother that got on the special bus.
Yeah.
Greenpoint's fire. I think Eagle, you popped Orange Boss, didn't you, from North Star? Is it Orange Boss or Orange Blossom?
Yeah, Orange Boss.
Oh, okay.
Orange Boss.
All right.
Yeah, Eagle. You said Orange Blossom, and you also said
Did I?
Jack Straw. Start paying attention, kid. The
I know
details.
I know it.
All right.
It's all right,
Sorry,
Jack's here to
messing
correct
it
you on
down.
your strains, apparently.
So 3-1, huh,
Hey,
Eagle? So
I've never, ever haven't denied fucking not taking a bunch of shots to the head. I've never denied that.
did you order 10 more?
Memory
Xboxes?
is a little lax. What's
Yeah,
that?
when's the third, fourth Earth box?
Yeah, did you
coming
order
in?
10 more Earth boxes?
A lot of something about
but
Mary.
we did talk about earlier about filling these now with fucking organic material.
There we go.
Since I had them laying around, maybe not more earth boxes, but more organics. More organics.
They're a bit of an arse to
I'll say
keep
this,
wet.
Eagle, the sip is so fucking good for organics. I switched from pots and I use like fancy pots. I use the ones that they're not like the ones that you're using, but they're rain science. They're air pruning. They're really good.
Fancy
But
pots.
if you compare it to a fucking sip container, the sip, it just grows so much faster. Plants are healthier and there's no guesswork. You're never over or under watering. It's just much easier in my opinion.
My buddy's building 4x4 sips beds to go at our other grow.
It just makes
I
life
finally-
easy, man.
Yeah, I finally talked him into it. I was like, it's going to be the future of small craft growing. It just takes one step out of the whole process.
Like a Soma style, is that what you're talking about? Where they lay them on the rocks?
Like irrigation and irrigation tubing, and then just some like that weed typar sort of stuff, and then just soil down on top of it.
Okay.
It kind of creates a little
So-
reservoir at the bottom that it sips from.
The black plastic piping with the irrigation holes in it. Yeah, you just lay it in a snake back and forth. Yeah, it's a great way to make a void. But you can use I use clay beads.
Or those larger number 3 perlite, or there's all kinds of
Hydro-
Yeah,
Rotan.
that can work too. Yeah.
I'm sure you could get fucking stones from your local hike, you know.
It's
And-
nice
I
if they've
think-
got air in them, though. Nice if they're
Yeah,
aerated.
No, I agree.
For some reason, I think with the stones, and if you have stuff like that in there, you're more likely to get a faster buildup of like bio slime and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Whereas
a
though,
wash down.
just because it's organic, well, it's organic matter. It's not like plastic and stuff. So
Right. Hydroton is really good. One of my barber actually, he uses that in his soil mix for some of his aeration, and I think it holds microbes and air and water ratio. It just helps the drainage too.
that's what I
What does
use
your
at
barber do? Does he do your beard?
Yeah,
Right.
I use hydrogen like
he
like-
uses the straight blade and shit though.
What
I'm
do
too
barbers
shaky
do
for
in
that.
England?
Well, he hasn't got any hair, dude. That's why I asked about the beard.
Well, I just got it cut.
Exactly.
I got it cut.
I don't
That
know
guy
what they
did
do
it.
in England. I shave my own hair.
Me too.
It's more. I taught him how to grow, and we're like surf buddies. He's a part-time barber and part-time beekeeper, and just a homie
He
now.
puts
at this point.
he puts the curls in for you, doesn't he? Come on, dude.
I haven't gone that route yet. Everybody wants me to. Then I'd be full-on zigzag, man. 100%.
That'd be great.
I
to
just look
see
like Baby
that
Jack
on the
now.
back of your book, Jack.
holding up a pack of zigzags.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I thought about it for my author note, and I was like, no.
You can start a whole
Plausible deniability.
a Jack Sag paper company or something, dude. I'm telling you.
Team up with fucking Raw, have him make me a line or something.
Is that a Canagar eagle?
No, this is just a big fat joint with a worm. in it.
Yeah.
Eagle special.
But Cheddar Bob, I would
Totally
definitely consider something in the bottom of that bed though to help with the moisture. So I think that was a big issue a lot of people were having was like, especially in a sip, like you're talking, is like having like a full contact of the whole soil media, that whole bottom. I just think it wicks like really different if you have, like in the earth box, it just has the corners contact, and those are the wicking points.
Right.
Whereas if you're having a bed sit in a whole tray and you fill that tray with water, that whole bottom of that bed can be a contact point. And that's all I was just trying to get at, was like maybe making it so it has like a wicking point in the bed and not necessarily full contact all the way across.
I think what they do is kind of pack in soil in between the irrigation tubes. You know, so they'll put in like 3 pieces, like one that kind of goes this way, one in the middle, and then one that goes this way. And then they'll pack some inside of it. So when they fill the irrigation tube, that, you know, and then you'll set the Typar or whatever, that weed mat over it. And then those will be your wicking points.
Gotcha.
So it does keep quite an air
think
void.
so.
But yeah, I've seen that. I've seen videos of it, and I'm pretty sure you're exactly correct. Yeah, it does still
Smiley.
keep that void.
Is there only one spot where the soil hits the water in an earth box, or is it the 4 corners? Two spots. Okay.
And then the third corner is where you fill it, and then the other corner is not.
Okay, I got it.
My long room, it has a plastic layer, perforated plastic layer between the beads, but my square room has direct contact beads onto soil, and I don't notice very much difference.
No.
There is, it's a very slow process for it to wick up anyway. There's sort of like 600 liters of soil in some of those rooms, and so when you pour the water in, it doesn't just get wet immediately. It takes 24 or more hours to move through that system. And when you've got the tools to check it, it's really interesting to see how long it does take. And if you can spray the top down a bit, the whole thing will get wetter sooner. So there's a few weird little tricks.
And especially if you like, I'm gonna.
They asked for it. I'm trying to bring it back.
Right
I didn't mean
on.
to interrupt anybody. I was trying to slide it in there, but man, it was
Please
pretty
interrupt.
abrupt.
Please interrupt.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to interrupt it with the dance song, Eagle. It's vital.
Vital. I agree.
Otherwise, you get lynched.
No, they were in chat. Dad song. Fire in the hole. I do miss it.
It's our little fiesta, isn't it? It's our little, little moment to pay
I
tribute.
feel like the guy on the Dan Lebitard show.
You got me again, Cheddar.
Get different TV out there too, eh?
Cheddar.
When the Canadians are taking the piss out of you,
I know, right? Take that. I heard you say island. I'm from Nova Scotia originally. I assume you're from Maine. We're in Maine. We don't have to say states. That's okay. Especially when I don't know which ones are legal. Are you from Texas?
Cheers, everybody. Sorry for the interruption. But
Cheers, brother.
sneaking the damn song.
Cass is from Texas. Or is there now, I think.
BTWD grows. Is it from Texas? I shouldn't say that. I forget Texas is still somewhat red, isn't it? Very red.
Yeah,
Very red still. I can't believe there's still red states. We need to tip the scales. We need to figure this shit out.
I can't believe Joe Rogan moved to Texas and there's super no weed
never
there,
thought
right?
about that.
Like, aren't they? Isn't that Texas's deal? They're still super hard on it.
yeah, they're hard on them, but there's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
there. You can definitely get it there. It's
Only if you're poor.
Yeah.
only if you're what?
Only if you're poor.
Poor.
That's when they bust you for it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's when they're hard. That's when they're hard on you for it.
So Smiley, you
So-
saw that clip of the Leighton Morrison talking about the dry down and shit? You see, that's the other thing with the white papers, the soil, and then soil testing and all that stuff. They still are going to change it. They're going to change their minds. They're already changing it all the time. So
What do you? I don't know what you're talking about.
This came out of nowhere, dude.
Fill
Jesus
us in.
Christ, you've been waiting to talk about this, brother, or what?
What?
Jesus.
yeah,
fucking-
because no, you guys talking about sips and stuff.
Let's do it.
And the last interview when he was on with GMO, he's like, "Yeah, I have some new information. My buddy is growing peppers, and he says the dry down and like a heavy water and then a dry down. You like had the best yield, most peppers, the hottest peppers." And he said he's going to come out with that information soon.
We're not
Now,
growing
who's been telling you
peppers.
this? Who's been telling you this all along? The University of Guelph study, the drought stress. It's the same thing with the peppers. When you stress them, they produce more Scoville, higher potency, just like
Well, like,
cannabis.
yeah, he said it's a whole, the whole entire watering during the, it's not just a one dry down thing, apparently. But so why are you doing sips? How do you, when you're doing sips, it's
You can
wet.
let them dry out. You can let them dry out. So when it's completely dry at the bottom, you can leave it for a day, 12 hours, 24 hours, and you can see if the plants are starving of water. Ideally, you're not going to do that all the time. I
Do
do
they
it at
get-
least one time in flowers.
How long does it take to get dry?
It depends on how large the plant is and how much
Right,
water.
how much, obviously.
It'd make
How
it
much-
really easy to
How
tell.
much air movement? How much? There's a bunch of different variables.
But I would think
Tell.
it takes like 2 or 3
Tell.
days.
Tell.
Green.
Scale under
Green.
there, you'd know right away.
When you get a large volume of, say, 600 liters, if it's week 5, you can dry it in 2 days. But if it's in week 8, it won't even dry. So it kind of depends.
Yeah. Yeah. And how many plants are in it too? I'm sure makes a difference.
And it depends on
No,
the strain
because
too,
you should
some
have
stuff's still growing at
filled
week
it with
8.
roots anyway.
Like GMO
regardless.
is still
Right.
growing, is packing on weight through week 8.
Oh yeah, it should. I mean, it has to grow better when it has water all the time.
Well, here's the thing: the Guelph study actually proved that it's not true because if you give it, they watered it perfectly all the way through.
Right.
That like they had an ideally watered condition, and then they did the drought stress in week 7, and it not only had higher dry weight of flower, but it had higher terpenes and cannabinoids. So, and not
The
to
old
say that the study is
greenhouse seed
conclusive for
videos
everything.
used to recommend that too. They like to dry back at like day 14 and 21 or something.
Well, and
way
even
on.
if you remember the greenhouse, or so you're just talking about greenhouse seeds videos, they would tell you to dry it out, and they'd even show you
Yeah.
lifting up the plants and everything. It was like Franco and Ariane.
Argue.
And-
Yeah, I remember that thing. That was cool.
The happy
Yeah, so
bucket, the
bubble-
happy bucket is just a mini SIP system, easy to control as well.
Right. If they were
The other-
smaller, right?
It's sort of
Other
like
people-
a SIP system, but it's a top feed system. Isn't
The
it?
other
It's got like the
person-
pan in the bottom, but
True, but you still
Other
fill in a reservoir at the bottom from
Right.
the top.
yeah.
And, do it by weight as well. I think it's a kind of a very easy way to grow. Honestly.
Bubble Man pushed the drought stress for a bit. He mentioned that lavender in France, where they had the drought stress regions, produced the highest linalool, and that's what got me interested in it. And I started experimenting with drought stress in my plants because linalool is found in cannabis as well. They're both C3 flowers, that both produce high volumes of terpenes that can be extracted for essential oils and be sold to the market. That's what's happening with French lavender. It's some of the most expensive and valuable lavender essential oil in the entire world.
Is that a
And they happen
diet?
to naturally.
Now we get into
Is that a
fuel
dicot plant?
containers full of terpenes.
Is that a what?
There's lavender.
Dicot?
They use rabbit manure too. Jack. They use.
So are we?
I just still never heard what Tao said. I'm sorry.
Is it mono or dioecious plant?
It doesn't
Lavender.
necessarily matter.
No, I'm just
That
curious
doesn't
though.
necessarily matter. Lavender?
Yeah.
It depends. There's like 43 different lavenders. So it would probably
See, I know
depend on.
nothing about. I don't care about any of the plants really. Too
Yeah, I was
much.
just gonna say I can tell you the lineage of 100 plants, but I don't give a fuck about peppers.
Nice haircut,
So-
Boom. You going into the service next week?
I used to look at that stuff because before we had University of Guelph, Canada, studying drought stress and cannabis, we had to look at other plants and flowers that are similar to cannabis, like lavender, because it flowers and it produces a bunch of terpenes. We're trying to produce a high terpene plant. So that being known is something that I think we should look at and say, hey, this region, just like we look at Afghanistan, they produce some of the best hash. If you want a hash producing strain, maybe get an Afghani cultivar. Like, that's not crazy to think about.
No.
But when you see certain people benefiting from things, I think it's important to share that knowledge. It's sort of like a hidden in plain sight type thing. A lot of other places produce lavender, but nobody's getting the quality and amount of terpenes that those drought stress regions are. So and the weather is
So are you guys assuming that the plant isn't feeding during that drought stress? Is that what we're saying?
I don't think that's the issue with
You're
it.
causing
I'm not
the
saying
stress.
issue. I'm
Well-
asking if you think that's the case. It isn't feeding and it's using its own food on board, or what? Eagle doesn't think so. He thinks
No,
it
if
is
it's
feeding.
drying down, it's taking the water out of the soil, I would imagine, right?
It actually raises the EC. In the case of like Guelph, they were using cocoa and they were feeding salt nutrients. So I've done it in both cocoa and in soil. So I've seen it have benefit with both. But the experiment, the plant had access to food. It didn't have access to water. And when the access to water is limited, it has less access to oxygen and everything that it needs. But you're putting it through a stress event. Just like Rasta Jeff says oftentimes, if you have a plant that's grown with no fan, it's going to be a weak, dinky, shrimpy little plant. If you have a plant that you put a little fan on, it's going to start growing a little bit more thick and bushy. And it's like if you're standing there and somebody pushes you, you stick your foot out to brace yourself. That's sort of like the plant. When you fucking smack it, or when it's getting hit by some wind, it shoots some roots out to give itself more stability. And I think the training and stress and all those little things, super cropping, low stress training, all that stuff, I think can be small stress events that might potentially produce more secondary metabolites.
There's nothing you can do that's going to add 50% to your grow alone, but there's dozens of things that'll add 2% here and 3% there and make a 1% difference on top of that. Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
It's
I
a
think
silly
that's why-
thing to say, man. You don't know about Power SI.
Hey, did you hear Sergeant Pepper abandoned Power SI? I almost
Yeah,
couldn't
no.
believe my eyes
So
when I read
I've heard
that.
from no one that's used Power SI except for people with codes that they're buying it again. It's one of those things,
Well, it's
right?
because you buy it once. It's like a $92 bottle, and it's like 1 milliliter
Is
per
it?
gallon. So
Wait,
it'll last a
who's
long time.
Who's stopping to use the Power SI? Wolverine?
Sergeant Pepper. Sergeant Pepper
Oh.
does not use Power SI. He said he uses Athena Cleanse and something else. But
Oh.
yeah, I was
He
shocked.
uses
'cause he
some
was like,
sort of silica.
He was Power SI, Power SI. Like, we're like, he'd be like, Power SI.
Helped my buddy move out of his parents' basement, so I don't know.
I have nothing against it.
Corolla.
It works. It works, and people like it. But I think it's a little bit expensive, and
Yeah. There's easier.
I don't think
ways.
the Power SI did it. He did it. He grew the fuck out of some plants that got him out of the basement. It wasn't just Power SI. You know.
Hey, Green
Part of the
13,
equation.
someone wants you to talk about your triple GR.
Yeah.
Is it a killer plant?
It's a plant, yeah. It's Gorilla Glue times gelato. I'm running a pheno hunt at the moment.
Is it looking good? I guess they want to know about it.
Sounds like a sexy cross for sure.
I mean, it should be interesting, right? If we can, if we can get some structure, let's see. I've been and looked at some other people who've run it. Grow Diaries. You start to get an idea what the phenos look like, and so I get an idea too. And funnily enough, I've ordered the room in the order that the roots popped. So, and it really weirdly looks like one end is gelato and the other end of the room is Gorilla Glue. And the plots really do look like that. So it's kind of interesting hunt, but it's a broadleaf for sure. Everything is pretty broadleaf, and the gelato end is more stretchy, and the Gorilla Glue end is a bit tighter. It's a really healthy room. So yeah, they've just flipped. So I've got nothing to tell you except they've just gone into stretch.
So that wasn't their 1 of 1 pack.
How do you mean?
Oh, I guess they're releasing 1 of 1 packs, like 1 pack release.
Oh, I wouldn't know what to do with 1 seed.
No, not 1 seed, just 1 pack of seeds.
Oh no, it's not special. It's from Royal Queen Seeds. So
I got you.
People in Europe know that brand to be pretty on it right now. Royal Queen Seeds. You're probably just going to get a really solid something. They seem to have some good parents that they do something with, and you get a good stocky, branchy plant. And yeah, it's good stuff.
You're
I think.
crossing Gorilla Glue into it. It usually comes out at least an 8. You know what I mean? The low end of your seed packs, like an 8 out of 10, if it's got Gorilla Glue in there. It's one of them things that crosses really well to everything, it seems.
The only
some things you get a cross of, and it's like, well, that sucks. Right? Like, that's not nearly what I wanted. Gorilla Glue is not bad. Gorilla Glue works.
Well, I'm a huge gelato fan, so that's all very promising, I think.
Yeah.
But I guess I kind of scrogged them. Gelato.
Which one though?
Oh, give me a minute and I'll tell you, but I think it's 33.
Larry Bird. There's so many. The 41, I think, is Baccio.
The most common one, isn't it?
No, actually,
Acai,
41 or 44, whatever on that one is more popular, I think.
Yeah.
41 is the one I see most often, yeah.
Yeah. The Larry Bird's a nice cut, though.
They're all good, man. They're all fucking good. If you get the real shit, it's growing well.
Someone said it was the new Bubba because it's just big, tasty, powerful. It's not the same hit as Bubba, but it has the same trifactor of, the grower. It's a great strain to grow.
Well, I think Bubba went away because I don't know if it was a big yielder from what I've heard from people. The pre-98
wasn't either for me.
Oh no, right.
I dropped gelato because they couldn't get it to yield. It was like,
you got to grow it better.
I'm trying to repair it so I can get it to yield again.
No, you might be right, man. I don't know. I could have fucked with it longer. I do notice they change like from round to round. You know what I mean?
I tell you, the
more you it, the more it'll kind of get better for you. But
this Bruce Banner I got is way better than the fucking 10 times I ran it the first time.
Hey, Tal.
No matter how bad you want it, how much you like it, it's just not right for your room too. Doesn't work in your system. Likes it a little cold or likes it a little more humid, and that'll fuck everything else up.
Yeah, maybe it's just the luck of timing on this one. Is that what you're saying, Boom?
Well, it's just
Tal,
might be one of the ones. Go ahead, Bob.
Tal, are you running the Bruce Banner 3?
Yeah, Bruce Banner number 3. And like I said, I got it in an auction too, like during the California fires. And I just got it in a little baggie that said Bruce Banner number 3 on it. Like it wasn't from, I don't know if it was original from the actual breeder who made it and that kind of shit, but it looks like it tastes like they, describe it.
I'm running one. I have one in my bed behind me right now that got sent to me from California from Boneyard Seeds.
Okay.
A clone. So I was curious when you were showing it before on the other show.
Yeah.
I was curious if what it looked like and stuff. So
listen, I just pulled some off the drying rack yesterday, and I rolled it into a messy joint and went for a walk with my wife. And I have not smoked a narrow leaf in ages. I had some health problems, and I moved to wide leaf exclusively, and actually that was a mistake. But boy, I was walking along, the water was all shimmery. Chat, 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 chat. My wife's silent. I'm fucking seriously, I loved it. It tasted of strawberries and diesel. It is fucking lovely. It's not a looker, but damn, that is my kind of weed. I've run it several times from seed before. I do like that strain.
nice. I like that hope. I like that.
Great description, brother. Great idea. That should be a commercial right there. That was good.
Normally, I walk that same walk with my head down, hood up. My wife talks, I shut up and command the dog. It's like it was such a parallel. I was like, fuck, man. And it was first day of spring as well. Like, come on.
These ones that I have in the beds right now are actually a space Kush crossed with Bruce Banner number 3
Bruce Banner's
from Boneyard. What's that, Bingus?
I said Bruce Banner breeds well. A lot of plants don't breed well, I've learned. I mean, you want them to, but they don't, And they smoke good, but they don't breed good.
There you go. We need to cross that Bruce Banner number 3 to the Gorilla Glue number 4.
Dude, that would.
Who's number 43 or 34?
Yeah.
Anybody
Charles
got it?
Barkley.
There you go.
Charles Barkley, 34.
What are you trying to achieve, though? A bit more structure.
It's just a perfect crop. Think about it. Oops.
I guess you could add some strawberry flavor to the Gorilla Glue.
Yes.
Goodness.
Is strawberry common in Bruce Banner?
But it's
Well,
from
there-
it's strawberry diesel times OG Kush. So yes, I found it a bunch of times, but it's all in and around that sweetness.
Yeah.
It actually, if I'm totally honest, the strawberries and diesel together actually taste like rhubarb to me. So I sort of get a rhubarb flavor.
I don't hate rhubarb.
But sweetish. But mine's a seed, so I'm not running from cut, so I'm always going to get some variation.
I'm usually running seeds too, looking for stuff.
That strawberry daiquiri with strawberries and diesel too. It was Kyle Cushman's strawberry cough crossed with Subcool's Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. I had a strawberry snow cone that was, or a buddy had that was strawberries and diesel too. From Elevate, I think.
I don't have
It's a
any
nice
strawberry
combo.
genetics.
I smoked Tommy Chong out with that actually. That and Chernobyl. He fucking loved it.
The snow cone?
No, strawberry
Banner.
strawberry daiquiri.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elevate has some decent stuff.
I'm having a hard time hearing you tonight, Bingus.
Elevate has some decent stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've heard good things. I haven't gotten to grow their stuff yet.
Tommy Chong likes everything.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, hey, is anyone familiar with hemp graphene?
I've seen people starting to use it in products.
Do you know the process of it? Like, can anyone tell me more about it? I keep hearing about it and I try looking it up, but it's like this far over my head.
So do you know what graphene is? Regular graphene?
I mean, yes, more or less.
So it's like, for anybody in the chat who doesn't, it's just like like a rubber essentially that's like stronger that you can use for anything from like a shoe to a tire or many industrial purposes. And it just lasts longer than a lot of the materials in that same budget and use category. And if it's from hemp, in this case, like you're referring to, it's sustainable and it lasts long and it's a strong material. So just like many things like hempcrete, it'll be a benefit.
I've heard talks about perhaps like some sort of battery with it and stuff like that.
Well, graphene in general is a fucking amazing material, but the process, to my understanding, is difficult to make. And it's basically a one atom thick layer of fucking carbon that's precisely interwoven, but it acts like graphene could totally revolutionize electric cars, where you could charge a fucking battery in 5 minutes and have it literally last for 8 hours after that. And it would be able to sustain, you could basically, like a tenth of the weight in the batteries is what they would need for that in that graphene. And it's, it would totally revolutionize. But they
So
can't
it's like
they can't produce it in a quantity enough to supply what would be needed, you know what I mean?
Yet.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Also, but here's the thing, like, do they need to necessarily? Because where they're at with like lithium ion batteries, they're advancing that. Like 2014 Tesla will go 2010 miles, where
that they
2020s go 500.
Yeah, but it's like better than any technology they can dream of with lithium.
And everything that you need to make the Tesla batteries and stuff like that has to be mined from the earth. You know, like eventually they're going to run out and there are going to be no more ion batteries. So, you know, the sooner we figure out hemp graphene.
Lithium is the most common element on the planet. And actually
lithium
ion batteries are it's so common. That's not going to be the issue. The other things like nickel and cobalt are more.
Cobalt's the issue, though.
Cobalt's dangerous. I think most of them are like the old school batteries are like lead acid, but lithium ion batteries are actually more nickel and something else.
Also, if you're reducing the weight of the battery and it's going in a vehicle, that's hugely helpful as far as miles.
That's been the whole problem all along, is the weight of the battery and the size of the battery.
Well, because you're having power to overcome that. But all I know is that I've heard the little I know about graphene is I know it was going to be a game changer for all electronics, even like phones, all that shit. Like, so it would be a game changer across the board. And hell yeah, if you can produce that with hemp, that's like Nobel Peace Prize award-winning shit.
Well, come on, Eagle Feathers think tank, let's get the fuck on it.
I don't know how to even see anything that is one atom thick, let alone fucking create something that I could tell you is one atom thick.
We gotta fly, people. We gotta fly.
My thought is like,
I knew that with a big hammer.
Have they proven it?
Comprehend that, Cheddar Bob.
I haven't seen them using it as batteries for anything, from a flashlight to a car or anything. Where like they already know that electronic cars are viable, like right now, like Teslas and many other vehicles. Like Ford is making an electric Mustang.
There's like three new stock.
It's not. That's not true,
batteries, right?
EV vehicles.
They are profitable without subsidies.
They're making an electric Mustang.
I don't think Tesla's profitable.
That's a funny thing to do
at all.
It is profitable.
You would think Tesla was profitable if you bought their stock at $200.
That's profitable, but
I heard
some guy talking on like one of those YouTube stock channels about, because of Biden and EV and electric vehicles instituting that shit, that those base metals, like you were talking about the cobalt. I didn't watch the whole thing, but he was preaching about the companies that mine those metals are going to make do well, because it's going to be forced into the vehicles and shit. So,
and Tesla is actually going into mining it themselves, and they actually use sustainable mining practices, so they claim, and they're not using the conflict minerals.
That's an oxymoron.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they're not. I don't know if sustainable. They're not using like some of the harmful practices that other places would use, like child labor and forced labor and all these other things. Like some of those materials are actually high conflict minerals, but to make sure they go through a supply chain. I will admit that I am invested. I own Tesla stock, so I divulge that. Not like I'm fucking pumping it or dumping it. I don't have any money to influence that large of a company, obviously, but I research companies before I invest in them, and I researched them for over 10 years before I gave $1 to the stock. And I actually own one of their vehicles, and they have a lot. I mean, diesel is used to mine the thing, so it's not the most like best thing for the planet, but it's a step in the right direction. And they've at least proven that it's viable to have a car that doesn't need to be running on gasoline, which also they're going to run out of at some point. That's not sustainable. Electricity you can get from solar and wind.
That's what they said in the 70s too. We were going to run out of gas.
Something they can charge you for on a regular fucking basis. They don't want.
Let me tell
I
you,
got free charging for life, Smiley.
Jack.
They did in 1980.
Electric
free charging
vehicles
for
are no
life.
better for the environment than gas vehicles, I don't think, because of many factors involved. But at least it doesn't put gas. At least it doesn't put smoke in the air. That's one thing.
Zero emissions. Zero
From the
emissions.
car
The
itself.
Smog in
electric
California has dropped so much
The
because of
electric
electric
they make
vehicles.
is from coal.
Yeah, but the ultra low
Not all of it.
Toyotas
Not
are
all of it.
solar.
Not all of it.
And
They still burning something. Well, what, they have hydro plants?
They have certain places that are making use of the oceans currents. There's dams like the Hoover Dam, which produces tons of fucking electricity.
There you go. That's
sustainable. That's way more sustainable than gasoline. That's better for
Tidal
the environment.
power.
It'll drop
Tidal
CO2
power
levels.
would be
They're
So,
starting to use devices that use the tides in and
Tal's
out.
kind of right, though. I mean, Tal's kind of right in a few
Not
ways.
kind of.
You
I'm
have-
always right.
not
That's that
all,
East
not-
Coast.
you know?
That's that East Coast. We got it. We're always right. Cheers, Tao.
But
There
you
you go.
do have the bad waste from batteries.
Yeah, the
But
batteries.
as far as like electrical consumption, though, Tal's right on. I mean, think about the West Coast already. You guys have already have power surges and rolling blackouts as is. Now you're not even charging all those cars that are running everybody around. When everybody
It's on
fucking
solar,
plugs
Eagle.
in all at once over there, all them cars are being charged solar.
Most of the stalls have solar panels directly above them. The design, most of the superchargers are set up with solar panels, and they have batteries. The people that have power when the blackouts are there are the people that have Tesla Powerwalls and other people that have solar panels on the roofs with battery backups, whether it's Tesla or otherwise.
Or the people that have generators. That they
Generators as well. But that's you
But-
pay for the gas.
with that.
Is that, yeah,
Crystals will power
That's
it.
what you need. A car powered crystal. Yeah, car powered.
Don't let the secrets out.
Vice
Tal.
versa.
Don't let all the secrets out.
Google rights.
Patent.
Can they recycle the batteries? If you could just
Yes.
take the battery and recycle it, yeah, that'll change.
Yeah.
That'll help.
That's the
yeah.
thing. You can recycle batteries. So the issue
There you go.
is much less problematic than people give credence to.
My little
Yeah.
girl
With
took
laptops, cell phones.
my
for
little
years.
girl took my hand yesterday, and in my hand she went to hold my hand, and in my hand was my crystals. So she said, "Why are you carrying that? Why do you believe in that stuff?" And I was like, "It's not a believe in it thing, sweetheart. It's energy." And she's like, "It's some witchy believing thing." I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that's going to work for you, but believe what you like.
Did you
Like
tap her in the
what?
Did you tap her in the forehead with it and see, it's real?
Energy.
You give her one. You feel that energy? Bunk.
It was funny. That was
So
funny.
this is the only thing from me pulling your hair out when you act crazy. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're taking good care of the kids and the dog. How's the dog doing? The puppy.
She's amazing. Yeah,
That was
she's
awkward.
amazing.
You're gonna wish
Of
you
the
got
worms.
those pairs a few years from now, my friend.
She's grown huge, and man, it's this weird thing where you can't run your dog too much when it's young, especially if it's a larger dog. So it's kind of that waiting for her to get to an age, but we kind of run her a bit, and it's a lovely, lovely thing. You guys are all dog owners. I don't need to tell you.
My wife just visited her mom and grandma, and her mom has two Great Pyrenees. Great Pyrenees are fucking huge, man. They had a golden retriever that was over. They were dog sitting, and the Great Pyrenees was 2.5, 3 times as big as a full size golden retriever. And a golden retriever is not a small dog. So these Great Pyrenees are fucking huge.
Yeah, I had an Australian Shepherd. I loved her dearly. She was so smart. She would open the door when I was in the bathroom and stuff and lay at my feet. I'm just like, what are you doing? You know? I left her alone once. I told her, don't shit in the house, right? And I didn't get home in time. I thought, oh man, I'm going to have a pile. And sure enough, I opened the door. I smell it, right? But she put her butt up into the palm tree pot and shit on the dirt. I couldn't fucking believe it. It's just amazing dogs, smart dogs.
So speaking of Australian Shepherds, there's a bumper sticker I see when I walk past this person's house who must have one, and it says Holland Aus, and there's a silhouette of an Australian Shepherd. I thought it was kind of funny, like Holland Ass, but Holland Aus.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Grandfather had an Australian Shepherd, and it used to, I was really little, and it used to hurt me when I'd get out of the bathtub. It would bite my ass and bite the back of my legs, chase me right into the living room. Son of a bitch. You know, as a little kid, that's really fucking scary. You know what I mean? Right. It was a really nice dog, but it was just instinctual. It was like,
yeah, they are instinctual. We got an Australian here too. They always call him the asshole. He is.
Really? That's funny, man.
That's a good.
So he's trying to. I told my daughter, don't let the dog win every fight because otherwise he'll assume it's above you. So she doesn't now. She'll make it fuck off and stuff.
I'm gonna take my ass to bed. It's been good seeing all of you as always. Eagle, thank you. Bingus, Smiley, Boom, Cheddar Bob, Green 13, and the American one. It's always fucking great. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love.
Good to see you, Jack. Peace out, boss.
Jack.
Have a great night.
I'm going to follow them out, you guys, just since we're on that note. And have fun.
Bingus.
Good to see all you guys. Seriously.
Hey, Bingus.
Peace out, Bingus.
Good to see you.
Hey, Bingus.
So Eagle,
No.
I was in.
All right.
No, I was gonna say that podcast that I sent you though, that they were actually clarifying, you were talking earlier about number of hours, the 18 or 24 hours and different things. They were comparing different light times, on schedule, with the same DLI. So the daily light integral was the same. They would just adjust the PPFD. So the shorter day had more intense light, and the longer day had less intense light to equal the same daily light integral, if that makes sense.
Right.
And they found that through the longer day with lower PPFD actually produced a higher biomass than what was a shorter day and a more intensive PPFD.
And that's been my experience.
Yeah, and the reason being is that as the light intensity increases, the photosynthetic rate actually decreases. So there's a curvature to that. So at the lower light level, the plant is actually more efficiently processing carbon than it would be at a higher intense light level. And then
just takes a bit longer to do it.
Is there
a 4-cylinder in a V10?
Can you go too low eventually?
Kind of, but it's not really like that. But it's dependent on the rate. So photosynthesis as a reaction has the photosystems 1 and photosystems 2. and that
It goes so
that
fast.
process of the electron chain has to happen. Well, if there's an electron already in one part of that chain, the next part of that chain can't push another electron into it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
the whole process has to happen for the next part of photosynthesis to start over again.
Yeah.
That's where, you know, I mean, that's where the rate kind of diminishes, because photosystem 2, what they were finding is less efficient under high ppfd. So no matter what, the plant's not processing that light, and it's utilizing it in other ways, either as heat or releasing it and reflecting.
Was there programmed crystals in the media, Smiley?
Was there what?
Programmed crystals in the media? Crystals.
Yeah, they had that, and they had the control without the crystals.
So Tal, you have the perfect voice for sneaking in the crystals. By the way,
Not
you just
really.
have that perfect crystals for a voice to sneak that in, right?
Because
But
you're a
you know what,
creepy
I mean,
dude, just normally.
Yes, that's right. But no, if they're giving off millivolts, that's like electrons, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Don't run out of electrons. Get crystals in the media. No, I don't know.
So
But I'm telling you, it ain't hurting. It's not hurting.
Why don't you sell a product, Power CY, and it's just crystals that you put in your box?
But Smiley, that is interesting, because theoretically you could actually do 13 hours probably, or 12 and a half, or whatever, if you
I was
really
just
want to.
thinking about that, Green 13.
Yeah,
So
depends where that curve is. Because
I played around with the light schedule a little bit, but I went the other way. I went the 11-hour day, the 13-hour night.
yeah, it finishes quicker, boom, but you don't get as much, right? Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Would agree.
But now when you start talking about that, it really depends now on fixture to fixture because of the intensity of whichever fixture you're using puts out. That's kind of what I was in, without a technical terms that you put it so more eloquently, Smiley. But that's pretty much what I was trying to get to with Sergeant Pepper the other night when he was talking about the 1,000 ppf not being able, the organics not being able to put out like that. That's what I was trying to explain to him, is the change is when you're throwing that much more intensity at the light, the plants, some plants, you got to know how to use that light. It can't handle that intensity probably at a close rate for that long. You have to back off. The plant can almost only take so much for so long. And that's one thing with LEDs. It's a learning curve people have to figure out. I've kind of even said that at one point about using the cameras. If you rewind a long time ago when I was talking about putting cameras in the tent and being able to use the camera and to see when the plant actually kind of collapsed, because you can see visually when the plant falls asleep. And if you had a plant on or a camera on your plant, you could actually learn that. The veg actually, with your light up, you could actually watch that time when the plant went, oh, and go, all right, that's when I need to shut my light off right there. And I believe you could do the same thing in flower. Without the measuring and the up and down of light, you could actually use the physical eye of the camera to be able to dial in that DLI. But I think that's what he was talking about right there is, throwing it down so much more, 1,000 ppf is what the example he was using. I don't, it's so much more intense that it has to be the photo. Was it 1,300? All right, my bad. My bad.
But it is so plant specific, and you're muffled, dude.
Oh, I said I only smile because on a 1,300 on across a 12-hour cycle is a pretty high DLI. That's why.
It's very high, even with a good environment. That's a lot.
It's too high.
Yeah.
I mean, for most of us growing, for most of us growing in our 4x4, 5x5 tents, 1,300 ppfd is too high. It's too intense. You know, you have to have an environmentally controlled room to utilize that intensity of light.
I think this study kind of proves opposite though, Cheddar Bob. Even having all the EC you want in the medium and having all the CO2. I mean, CO2 is really the determining factor on a lot of that. But having the EC there, if you don't have the CO2 to pump it, you're still in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Like it all has to match, and it all has to match that daily light interval. And how you get there also matters now too. Is what the point of that whole talk is because if you're doing a 10-hour day with super intense light, it's already
you're not going to do as well.
Less
What plants
biomass than having
were they using cannabis?
With a lower ppf.
Was this a cannabis study?
No.
And yeah, different strains. Certain strains are in intense sunlight. It's probably different strain to strain, I'm sure too.
Well, it is. They ran different strains. They ran strains that are known to be full sun type plants.
Ah, okay.
That were more like known to be like shaded type plants, and I'm
right.
Species and all that, whatever. But what they found was
it all hold true.
The shaded plants saw a greater division under higher intense light than what the sun. So the sun-loving plants were genetically capable of handling that more intense light better than what the shade-loving, which is obvious.
Makes fucking sense, yeah.
Makes sense, but it's because of that process they're able to process that photosystem too faster than a shade-loving plant is, and that's what they were getting at. It's about finishing that process of the electron chain transfer.
So when we go to flower,
plays into that at all.
Well, spectrum plays into that definitely, because spectrum is what triggers the photosystem too. Everybody refers to some of them like what was the name? The red above 700 or
730.
700.
The far red, yeah.
So having a full spectrum is going to make the plant more efficient.
So
you muffled
this
again.
Is when I started. This is when I started to notice the difference in what Sargent was saying. I don't know why 1,000 kept sticking in my head that night. It seemed like that was the number he kept repeating that night was 1,000. You say 1,300, but for some reason 1,000 stuck in my head. But this is how I noticed, and when I noticed the difference, and what he was talking about in that yellowing is I used to veg all my plants under T5s 24 hours a day, right over here. Never had a problem with it. Never, ever, ever had a problem with 24 veg under T5s. No yellowing, no nothing. I went through and I put the LED T5 replacements in there and went 24-hour, same thing. And after the same plants under the 24 hours showed signs of yellowing. Looked like plants were burned. It wasn't burned because the light was further off. It was lockout. It was that intensity for so long and not letting them sleep properly was causing lockouts. As soon as I started shutting that light off and giving them more time to rest from that more powerful light, they started to green right up. Not even changing anything, not even the water, frequency or opening the nutrients or nothing. Just turning off the light because they were exhausted. They were just exhausted and locking out nutrients. And I think that's exactly what when Sargent was talking the other night, when he opened the intensity, I think that's just it. I keep reverting back to that. It's just too much, in that small space. You can't hammer down in a 4x4, even in organics, cocoa, or whatever. That light, it's too powerful. They need to be dialed back or picked up. You have to learn that sweet spot with that light. I think the examples that they're using, they just haven't figured out that sweet spot, or even like we're talking about that spot a time of day. If you're gonna push them that hard, you need to know that speed spot, like I was talking about, that instant where they're just knocking out. I've had enough. But like you're saying here, an example, that's you're not necessarily getting the fullest because you smack more light at it. You're not getting the fullest. It's more accurate to say dial it back and get a more balance of light and sleep. You know what I mean? I think that's what you're trying to say. And I think that's what they're not figuring out. They're dumping more light, more intense light at it. Wow, I've got more PPF, more PPF. Well, the plant only needs so much of that fucking intensity, and then it's shutting down, and they're going, well, why ain't this working? It's burning, it's locking out, it's deficient. Well, it's had too much. You're putting too much of it out. I don't think we've learned. A lot of growers have learned that learning curve.
They're gonna make me.
What's that, Smile?
And the thing is, and the thing is, you have to relearn it, Eagle, because what happens is you get an LED and it's 1.9 efficiency, and then a couple of years go by and you get one that's 2.8 efficiency, and Jesus Christ, everything has changed again. You need way less everything for the same amount of photons.
That's all. Just more CalMag. Fix everything, boys. What are you guys doing?
So
no, what they were
even with
saying
that being said, is that the light recipe, can you dial down, leave it that the PPF's the same, and maybe dial back blues and fucking reds, and maybe turn up some greens? Can the light get smart at that point? And fucking, that's what we kind of need, is a light that can read, ooh, it's had enough. Now I need to dial back the blues and reds and put down some greens. You know what I mean? Mix up make it more gentle for the plant for the rest of the light cycle. That would be something. That's what I think eventually it just locks out.
Another route to put the photons in, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what he was getting at is they were looking at the efficiency of supplemental lighting for greenhouses. And that's kind of where they were looking at. So if you have to light like a hectare of greenhouses and it costs you X amount per hour to have those lights on, at what point is it the most efficient for you to turn those on? And at what point is it the most efficient for you to not have those on? And that's kind of what they were getting at is where, and I'm making these numbers up. Don't quote me on them or whatever, but I'm just using them for an example. But at like say 500 ppfd, the plant was really efficient with that light, and it was converting like whatever 80%, right? Well, then when you go from 500 to 800, that next 300 ppfd, it's only 60% efficient with. Now, when you go from 800 to 1200, these are just examples. They're just fucking examples, right? But as you up that, now it's only 30% efficient with that extra amount of lightage. So the higher you go in PPFD, the less efficient that plant is going to be able to convert that. And that's what the point was. So what they were getting at is at what level should we go? We need to kick lights on because it's profitable for us and we're going to see an improvement in biomass at the end. Or when should we not run those because it's not profitable for us? We're not going to see an increase in biomass enough to justify the cost of running the extra lighting. So,
but there was no elevated CO2 in any of that.
Yeah, so they were running the same environmental controls for both things. They weren't fluctuating to compensate for the higher PPFD, which is what you would do by raising the temperature and the humidity and adding CO2
and
for the higher
more newts to the
it's not so much about newts. It's about, if like in a living soil system, if you have your bed set up properly, everything's available. But yes, if you're feeding salt-based nutrients, then you will have to feed more nutrients because of the uptake will be more. But in that study, it sounds like they were just running a baseline, whereas though with higher PPFD, it can be compensated with proper environmental adjustments.
Yeah, did they talk about that at all, Smiley?
Up to a point, don't take me too far, but up to a point, you can, I mean, higher PPFD can have great results when the environmental controls are adjusted as well.
Right, but
But I still think the daily light integral is a big part of this. I don't think by changing the environment, you're going to add the more you're going to allow for the plant to have more daily light integral. I think there's a maximum. Is that right, Smiley?
Well,
so it doesn't matter which way you attack it.
In
You're not
There's
flower,
absolutely going to be a point where it ends, but
in flower,
I think you can push everything. More light, you need more food, you need more heat, you need more humidity. You can bump things up, but
yeah,
eventually it's going to be too wet and fuck everything up.
Well,
Anyway, guys, I'm falling the fucking asleep. I got to peace out. Have a good one, everyone. Cheers, guys. Good to
Thank
see
you,
Good
you.
seeing you, Boom.
Thank you for popping in, brother.
So in flower, you can't run cannabis on
At
a
18 hours,
24-hour. Yeah. So you need that photo period, except a rudialis, auto flower. But in veg, cannabis doesn't need a dark period. And it doesn't have anything to do with the DLI. It does not, it has to do with the intensity of the light if you're having issues. But during veg, cannabis does not need a sleep period.
Why do you say that?
I agree.
It may not
Because
need it, but it
it's
lights
where I'm
it.
it's
fucking
plant
up with the
biology.
LED.
I think it lights it.
Cannabis is one of those species of plants that does
Yeah.
not during veg.
So Cheddar Bob,
Listen,
I
hold
want
on.
to speak on.
Hold on.
I want to speak today. Hold on. I want to speak
Hey,
up.
you got-
damn it.
sorry.
What do you think this
So
is
Cheddar
your
Bob.
show, Eagle?
Right?
Yeah, no. This is the wormhole. This is everybody's show. Fucking all right, Cheddar Bob. I want to speak to the 24 there because I do utilize the 24 veg a lot. And one thing I have noted about the 24 to flower is that it fucking it instigates a much quicker flower time. The onset of bud sites from that 24-hour veg to flower is much quicker. I think some people say to the 24-hour darkness before flower, it actually brings that on. But I actually think it's quicker the other way, from all light to quickly to flower. Eliminates a lot of stretch, and it actually, quicker buds. Starts throwing buds much quicker.
So do
But
24
I
hours.
want to say one other thing now for fucking to Smiley. Now the other thing when I'm thinking of the light thing again, it's almost as like a supplement greenhouse effect. When I'm talking about that stronger light and shutting it off or turning it down, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Much like in a greenhouse, how you have that bright part of the day and they're trying to supplement as you're speaking with other lights. That's what I'm almost talking about with the intensity of the bigger light. There's that time where it's just had so much, you could shut it down and then just fucking throw almost a regular light bulb in there because they've had enough. You just need to almost keep the light cycle and let them rest through the day. But that's what I'm trying to understand here. Is it better to, just like you're saying, float them along with a more gentler light, or would it be better to fucking bang them and let them coast and then pull out the light? You know what I mean? All together, keep the photo.
Well, I think in veg, yeah, you're better off with a less intense light to a certain point, at a certain level, but in a longer day. And in flower, you do have to trigger the photo period. So, yeah, you're stuck to a certain point there, but it wasn't really a study on cannabis. So, yeah, I guess it's hard to say.
I'm talking more like with the intensity of the light, like we're talking about with the LEDs. Like when we were talking about earlier, the 800 versus the 1300. The 1300, I think, in my opinion, we're all agree that it's for like a 4x4, 5x5, especially in a tent, is too intense for the full 12-12, we'll call it. Okay. I think at some point you know, that greater PPF is way too much. It should be cut off. The plants have handled it. You're just overworking them at that point. Now,
Yeah.
my
That's a
question
fact.
is it better to fucking just, you know, ready, set, go, and make them race until they fucking exhaust, boom, like the camera would show, kind of say, and then for the rest of the day, just here's a light to keep the photo period. You know what I mean? Like, say that period, the race period is, say, 8 hours. Then they're exhausted, and then you put a light in there just to keep that 12-12. Or is it better to, like, you, in your instance, is a comparative for a few days ago, the 800, and just let them jog all day? You know what I mean?
12.
A
Yeah, all
constant,
day.
consistent. You know what I
So
mean?
Well,
ideally,
That's my
feels right.
question.
That
Which would be
study,
better?
Eagle, according to that study, it's going to be better off to let them jog all day.
and ideally, I
That's
mean,
my
if you're really trying to mimic their biological cycle, the sun doesn't come up all at once at its highest point, right? So if you have that time, I mean, like California Lightworks and I think Photon Tech or
Yeah, the
Lumen
Pink Duchess was talking about that on
Luma,
the show.
Lumatech over in the UK, Green 13, they have controls now that start your lights off at a low PPFD, and it mimics your daytime. You know, it builds up, it builds up, it builds up until it peaks at a certain PPFD, just like the summertime, you know, and then it starts to fall off as the sun rounds the earth.
And that's
Let me tell-
that's kind of what Peppers was getting at. Is his does that? It starts off low and it peaks at 1300, and that was my whole point to him. Is, well, that doesn't account for the DLI, the daily light integral. You still have to average that, and you still come up with a daily light integral number. It's PPFD based across time. That's all that is. And like, whether you're doing 500 in the morning and a 1300 in the noon and back down to 500, if that all averages at 800 ppfd across whatever you did, it's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think it is the same thing, because if you look at outdoor cannabis, the cannabinoid profile, the terpene profile has a much more vast range than indoor grows.
And there is a time where the plant has to wake up. I agree with
and
that.
and to me, thinking about that is, so at the morning you're at a certain PPFD, so certain chemicals and such are triggered at certain PPFDs. So then you're building different things than just smacking it with 800 PPFD first thing. You know what I mean? You're not giving it a chance. You're not giving it a little bit of a chance to build. Sorry,
no
Tal.
worries, but no worries. But even that, probably the morning sun is probably more than the PPFs.
More than
light.
800 ppfd.
Yeah, but let me just say, listen, the 24-hour thing, if you're in living soil, there's more life in there than just your plant. There's studies that prove that it's bad for the biology in the soil to have 24 hours of light. I don't know if it's because the plant's doing something or if the light is doing something, but yeah, they say it starts deteriorating that microbe life in your soil. Actually, I could
no photosystem
maybe the photoreactive bacteria and such, but I mean, inside the soil, the light's not penetrating very much inside. It's not penetrating.
It's doing something though.
I mean, if anything,
can I just shoot that theory in the
foot? It would be drying the soil out.
Go ahead, Eagle.
I'm just saying, doesn't Alaska, one of the most beautiful, luscious areas in the world, have like three months of solid daylight? So doesn't that kind of? I mean, I'm just for argument's saying, you know, Tal saying that the 24-hour thing. I'm because I'm curious. I never even considered that, to be honest with you, Tal. But yeah, well, I guess you're right. Grasses and stuff keep it from the light up there, but they do get a large amount of light there.
Well, yeah, but it's different intensity too. So now you're talking a different, I mean, that DLI might still be the same across, I know there's areas that get full 24-hour light up there, but it's not all of Alaska, I don't believe. But even if you get 20 hours of light, you know what I'm saying? It's still, and that DLI is kind of the equivalent of it, right? Whether that equates your time on time and your light intensity. So, however you change those variables, you just change your DLI. That's my point. You know what I mean? If you change intensity, it changes your DLI. If you change time, it changes your DLI.
Yeah, and I can run my room however I want with CO2 at whatever level and whatever temperature and so on. And I have dialed things back from trying to run at the bleeding edge. I just have found that plant health, unless you are so on top of it, the number one thing we do as gardeners is look after plant health. And if you're constantly putting it on the edge, actually you'll lose biomass out of pure bad. And also you're inviting pest issues and other things that are bad stressors. So
you're actually encouraging pest issues with spider mites and some of those because of the way the plant is actually dealing with that light. It's actually starting to create more of what those bugs are after in the plant sap. So that's why, like, yeah, you'll see those issues when the plants are overheated and shit like that.
Yeah,
those are the ones that are after.
They're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and listen, so am I sometimes. So it's a case of being that person who's watching, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years, I still mess up. I still every grow something goes haywire. You know, I don't pay attention to something or I make the wrong decision. Like it's part of the game. You know.
And that's
no
where
matter
these
what.
discussions are cool, man. It's not about me trying to say my way's right or whatever. It's about everybody trying to get their head around how they can improve.
How did you find it?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or what am I doing that? Hey, you know, maybe this discussion, somebody's like, well, fuck, I'm running 24 hours and I don't know. Maybe I'll try it at whatever. Somebody might say the opposite. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of figuring out what works for you. So.
Actually, just as an example, I knew that sometimes Eagle ran 24-hour veg, but what I didn't know was that information he gave about the bulb change. And like for sure, my plants under LED 4K do not want 24-hour veg. They just fucking don't like it. So it was really interesting to have that update, having this conversation. So of course, it's all about that, isn't it?
Definitely, most definitely. It should be a learning experience. You know what I mean? If anything, just a fun conversation. You know what I mean? We should be having a fun conversation.
Absolutely.
You know how they say there's a lot of right ways to, grow cannabis? That is true. But if you want the best way, you guys will just copy whatever I do. I'm just throwing it out there.
I already am trying, man.
We're both East Coast. We're both East Coast, so you can really just copy either one of us.
We already know your copy anyway, because he's from New York. So,
where's that?
Where's that?
you know that used to be New Amsterdam. They had to change their name.
Damn right.
Where I am, it's Amsterdam, legalized area, 1,000-foot radius around my being. You guys can smoke all the weed you want.
Thanks, man. I'll get started.
All right, everyone. I have a golf match in the morning, so I am going to get gone. I'm going to get gone is what I'm going to do. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Have a great morning.
Tomorrow, dude.
Peace out, Cheddar Bob. Kick some ass in golf tomorrow.
Cheddar Bob.
I gotta go win some money.
Thanks. Good luck, my friend. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
being a good sport online, my friend.
Oh yeah,
thanks for popping on.
Yeah, man, it's fun. You know, I really I mean that about the connection with everyone during these times. It's important, and I'm really happy to have all of you guys be in this part of my life. So I appreciate you all.
Echo that, my friend. Yeah.
And all of you in chat, like it's great. And when I give you shit, it's because I like you. If I don't give you shit, be worried. So
Same here.
all right. Peace out, everyone.
Well,
Good to see each other, bro.
Peace out, man.
Feel bad about giving me shit. I love to be given. I can take it. I can take it, my friend. Please dish it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out too, man. I got that event tomorrow starting at noon. So
Nice, Smiley.
get up and wake up. Make sure I
Give
got enough.
big jar of pound for me, man.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Should be good,
Wait,
man. There's a
before
lot
you
Where
of-
you
go.
going with it? Gene Trader thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about it.
Yo, find some chocolate, Smiley.
What are you taking, dude? You
I'll
taking some stuff to trade?
I didn't really, I guess my brain doesn't really picture that as being the thing, but yeah, you're allowed to bring like up to 6 clones to trade. And so I'll probably grab, I got a little cigar case with the seeds I made in them and shit. I might just grab that and bring it along. I don't know. See.
Is there anything you got you're hoping to score tomorrow?
I really don't have nothing on my chocolate for Tao, so I can send them some chocolate stuff. But I really don't, man. I just am going to say hi to a bunch of people. I know a bunch of my breeder friends are going to be there and shit. And yeah, it's just going to be cool hanging out. Seeing, I'm sure I'll probably pick something up. It's hard to walk by a bunch of breeders and not fucking grab some stuff. So, I don't know. Cool.
Make sure and
Sounds awesome.
say hello to Rascal Farmer. He should be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Keep your eye out for him. He's always a good guy.
Yeah, I usually, yeah.
He may even have some cuvee seeds for you.
That'd be dope, man.
That's got some
I
chocolate.
got some chocolate, yeah.
Dude, he
I
posted
dig it.
those pictures of the nugs next to it too. That shit looked fire as hell, man. Every one of them Pinots look really fire. Like, holy shit. So, yeah, he does nice stuff. Cool. Well, peace
Have
out,
a good time,
everybody.
my friend.
I will. Have a good one.
Peace out, Smiley. So yeah, I was hoping Spiky Pilot would show up. He's not scheduled for, like he said, next week, right? He's going to find out more information on his predicament there.
Yeah, I believe it. He's got like a week left. He was hoping. He sent me an email saying he might pop on tonight. I was hoping he was gonna as well. Time's running out. Yeah, that's funny because he fucking sent me an email wanting to come on. I've been back and forth with him a few times about coming on the show, and what it is. Shit happens. We've tried, but I got an email from him the other day. It said, I gotta come on by X date because of what he explained. And I was like, huh? Of course you can come on before then and tell your story, because I was like, it was like, I'm gonna be in jail next week. I want to come on and tell my story. And I was like, of course we're gonna work this out. But I didn't see none of that shit coming. But I agree, man. I believe he's got tons of room to fight there.
Yeah, I hope. And he said his ex-wife was she speaks German at least. Man, I couldn't see being in another country and not it's gotta suck, man.
It's got to be frightening, actually.
Right, and now they're all racist against anyone who don't speak German, and because of the EU thing, they ditched the fucking EU, so now Germans hate the fucking English now, apparently.
And also the vaccine thing, man. Like, the Germans really fucked up and we really got our shit together. So now there's this whole weird fucking,
that's not good because, it's just not good.
So what's weird about the vaccine type thing?
Come on.
So I have multiple things, and again, I honestly hate talking about this because I'll put this shit right along with things you don't want to talk about with friends. You know what I mean? As far as like religion,
Religion.
politics.
Yeah.
The
You know what I mean? this is one of them subjects, really. And
Like
Yeah,
so
actually is. Yeah, because you don't know
I'm
what the other
dancing.
person's gonna say.
I'm dancing on a fine line about this because we've went through this, and I've really took my comeuppance on the subject and try to stay away from it. But this is
Yeah.
real life. This is what I cannot, this is my story. You know what I mean? This is my experience. Like, all I'm saying is what has happened to me. I'm
Right.
not knocking it. I'm not going my way. It's right. It's wrong. This is what happened. So, first of all, I want to point out that my daughter, who goes to school and is forced to wear a mask all the time, has been sicker than anybody in the house continuously throughout this whole thing. Okay? Is sicker than a dog right now. Right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny is about that is Lexi, they share a room. Her and Lexi share a room. And Lexi, again, the one that's not wearing the mask, is nearly as much, isn't it? For what it's worth. Okay? Now, I don't like to talk about this, but fuck it, I will. Tuesday night, I was absent because honestly went into the ER to fucking, because of so much fucking stress of whatever behind the scenes bullshit and unshow. I want to make this clear: unshow related BS, but it was coincidental related to every time I haven't been on. We'll say that. Anyways, I went in fucking so many days of stress. I had fucking probably 4 days where I was just fucking stressed right the fuck out. Tuesday, it got bad enough to where I was actually having some chest pains and I wasn't feeling so hot. And Lexi talked me into fucking going into the ER because it was like all the bad signs of like a heart attack.
damn, dude.
It was fucking shortness of breath. I had pain in my chest. It was down my left side. It was scary for even myself. So I did go into the ER and got looked at, much to my dismay. I didn't want to go. And one of the biggest reasons even I didn't want to, I knew at some point it was going to be
Q-tip up the nose?
COVID. Yep, I knew it was going to go there. And I didn't want to I didn't want to deal with it, which made things worse, to be honest with you.
Right.
It bound me up all the more worse.
Bugging out, and now this shit's on your mind. On top of all was
they make me swap out masks right when I get in there, and then they take me back to the room and they go over my symptoms and they fucking put me on the EGR fucking thing. And I actually think it might have been a little bit of my sugar being low because they gave me a fucking huge ass insulin shot, which helped even me out a bit. And fucking so they go over my symptoms and I tell them that, I've been short of breath and fucking this and that and fucking, they go, COVID, these are signs of COVID. And they fucking like flip a sign in the room.
God.
Boom, quarantine it, fucking like, okay, from now on, everybody has to be suited up. And they fucking go to fucking test me for that shit. And they wouldn't even let me go out of the room to pee. To be honest with you, they had a fucking little cabinet with the fucking doors open up and there's some steel prison urinal fucking came out and you had to fucking piss in that. Okay. So they do fucking test me. They fucking shove the fucking thing up my nose. And I'm like, fuck. At this point, Tal, to be honest with you, because I've talked about this, I'm actually ready to just rip the shit off.
Run away?
Fucking, yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering, to be honest with you, if they can contain me at this point. You know what I mean?
Right, security guard tackle you. Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, again, I'm stressing this shit out, man. I'm fucking texting Lexi in the truck because at that point, once they said the COVID bullshit, they made her leave the fucking room. They're like,
Right,
"Sorry, you
right.
gotta go way out in the car. You gotta get the fuck out." Which I'm thinking to myself is, if I'm contaminated, she's contaminated. Let her go.
Right.
Yeah, spread it around. Fucking wait out in the car. Be ready to give it to everybody.
Yeah,
Drive
walk
out.
through
You've got the results.
Yeah.
Run.
Damn.
Which again was super funny and weird. But they fucking test me. You come back negative. I'm cool. Cool. But you know what else I thought was, this is where I think was weird. Never a mention, and again, I'm not begging for it, was do you want the vaccine or offered the vaccine?
While you're here, like
Right.
in a
In
hospital.
the ER.
Even
In
after
the ER.
even after they found out you didn't have it, they didn't mention it at all.
Yeah. Didn't
Wow. I
offer
guess
the vaccine or
you're
a
too
mask
young
if
and
I wanted it.
spry. You're too young and spry. They get still giving it to the old people, I think, around America, right?
Yeah, but if you're in a hospital where you're most likely to contract it, why
Right.
don't you make that hospital safe and just vaccinate that person? It's not that fucking rare, the vaccine, that you have to be,
Right.
you know.
Well,
Yeah.
Eagle would have
queer.
denied it anyway. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you have gotten it, Eagle? No.
No,
No, good.
to be honest with you. I hate to say that, and I hate to be on the record. I see Green 13's dismay, but
Oh,
at
I
this
wouldn't have it,
point,
my friend.
it's
There's
still
no
a
dismay.
choice.
I wouldn't have it. There's absolutely no
No.
chance. And here's the reason what you saw in my face was a lot of my friends, real world friends, actually not all, but a few people I've seen recently have had it or are having it. And like, I'm like, dude, it takes 10 years to fucking check. Anyway, I'm going to slow down here. But yeah, no, I would not have it, mate. And there's no dismay at all. You couldn't fucking beg me to have it. You couldn't pay me to have it.
Well, now I know like probably 6 or 7 people that have gotten the second one and they're still alive, which I'm happy about. But like you're saying, 5 years down the line, and what some people are saying is, now that you got the vaccine, when the COVID enters your body, that's when it will trigger weird ass shit going on. So yeah, I'm going to let everyone else deserves it before me. Let's just put it like that. I'm not getting that shit.
I'm glad to hear this stuff because, yeah, it does. The vibrations do not. I'm not. Listen,
not feeling it. Not feeling it.
Please
Nope.
do what you want with your body and allow me to do what I want with mine. But yeah, it's
So,
it's not for me.
this was something else I thought was funny. Now, you heard my comparison in the beginning, and this is sad because, again, this is home. This is home, and this is my babies. That is the comparison. You understand what I'm saying here? Is, that's the significance to me is real, and the difference is me being able, adults and the father not wanting to put that mask on. And again, I have my reasons, and I think they're somewhat legit. Yeah, I've worked a lot of construction, fucking fire jobs, concrete jobs, asbestos, restoration. I've breathed in a lot of bad shit, man. I don't like dust anymore, and I don't like wearing a mask. It fucking kind of, yeah, it's just whatever. I don't like wearing a mask anymore. I just don't like it. So again, my daughter goes to school and they're making her wear the mask all day, and it's been sick.
Does he change it? That's
Father?
important. You got to change the mask like once or twice at least a day. Yeah, okay, good.
So, why you gotta do that?
Again, now I travel up and down the state. You know what I mean? See patients. I've been to some of the major cities in Michigan throughout this whole period. I've been to events. I've traded joints with a lot of these people. You know what I mean? And again, never been sick through this period and fucking didn't test positive for it the other day. So, you know,
My one crazy friend said he tried getting it. He freaking, it's like, I went to the store, I grabbed the handles, I touched everything in the store. It's like I fucking scratched my nose, picked my nose, all that shit. He's like, I couldn't get it. So I think if you're scared of it, you're more likely to get it than if you're not afraid of it. I don't know how that would work, but for real, everybody I know
you think like a placebo, kind of like that,
I don't
kind of
know.
almost.
It's
You're
in your
almost
head,
Well,
willing it.
more like compromising your immune system by worrying would be.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, Green 13, my one buddy was scared. I hated it. I hated when he came over to visit because he was like, it was so weird. And he got the shots. Now he's like, I'm coming over.
It makes
tonight, we'll
me
fucking smoke a
nervous.
joint. Yeah.
It makes me nervous to be around people who are clearly nervous about the thing.
Exactly. It's weird. It's so weird.
So
but
everyone's dancing a bit, and it's like it's
eggshells.
not that I don't give a shit. I'm happy to be careful. We don't have to shake hands or kiss, but
that
but
standoffishness is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Johnny Candacy, good to see you, kid.
Yeah, I got done with all my grow work. I chopped down two trees today and transplanted 10 plants.
Nice.
I was busy.
Busy
I was
boy.
running around, cleaning things up. I finally got everything done, and I figured I'd step in into the last bit of the conversation here. And today I went to a store to get some stuff, and I walked in without my mask. Got all the way in there, and I'm doing my thing and looking at stuff, and someone came up and they said, "Hey, do you have a mask?" And I said, "Oh, dang, I left it out in the car." And he goes, "Can I get you one?" And I said, if you feel like you need to, sure. So he went and got me a mask, and so I had a mask. No big deal, But I wore it for about 2 minutes while I was in there, and I walked out. And the thing about wearing a mask all the time is that you're regurgitating your exhaust.
Carbon monoxide.
Yeah. So it's like sitting in a garage with a car running. You're going to get sick,
Or at least not be as healthy as you could be. Yeah.
Exactly.
I felt guilty as shit the other day, man. I was in the grocery store, and again, to each their own, and hopefully it's such a weird time. And hopefully this doesn't change your view. But again, I was in the store without my mask, and I was standing in line, sweet old lady in front of me. They're talking about, the times. You shouldn't even say the word, to be honest with you, especially on this, because of the channel. But she says, "I hate wearing this thing. It's so hard for me to breathe." And I looked her in the eyes, and I was like, "Take it off. That's why I don't wear mine." You know what I mean? It's sad that, here she is struggling through it, and I'm not wearing mine. That was a bummer for me, but I'm like, if it's hard, obviously hard for you to breathe, then you shouldn't be wearing it. You qualify. You qualify. Take that thing off. It sucks. It's a sad time. It really is. Especially with throws a wrench for argument.
Right, a division. But you know what? Everyone who wants the vaccine will get it eventually soon, and then nobody will have to worry. If you get a vaccine, then you're safe, and if I don't have it, you're still safe, and I feel safe myself. So we could all just hang out and not worry. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. And then because if they start saying everyone has to get the vaccine, then there's an issue. But I don't understand why anyone who could get the vaccine would want to force it on someone else. If you get it, you're safe. You shouldn't be trying to force other people to get it. There's no need.
Hey, what do they call those things that they put on trucks to slow down the carburation?
Governor?
Governor.
Yeah. So isn't that what a mask is? It's a governor. It's slowing down your carburation. This is your engine. Your carburetor is your freaking lungs, your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, it's a governor.
But
They're
like I
trying to
was saying,
slow us down.
like you were saying, Johnny, if you only have to put
It's
it
your
on for
bailout.
5 minutes, 5 minutes is okay. But
That
if I had to
doesn't
wear it all
bother me.
day, I would quit my
Yeah.
job. If they told me I had to
I-
wear it constantly, I would be like, nah, it ain't
Yep.
happening.
Yep. The only time I ever wore it when I was at my work was when I was spraying some oil-based paint, and I needed to have an actual respirator on.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
one. Not none of those fake. Yeah. Those, and they're not even like, they're really not helping for real. I mean,
No, they're not.
it's all in
with
their head.
Even with the respirator, when I was in there working with the respirator on, I still got fumes in me. Not as much, you know, but it still did what it was supposed to. At the same time, you know, I got dizzy. I mean, because when you're spraying oil-based paints, man, that's volatile.
You know, this is the way I feel about it, and I just thought about this, to be honest with you. You know, this should be alarming on multiple levels because think about it this way, like as in a theory of evolution. You know what I mean? Think about it this way. This is a critical point that alarm should be going off. If this is that bad, really, this is a critical point because we no longer, as a species, are able to survive on this planet on our own without artificial means. You know what I mean? We have not adapted to survive.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's what they're trying to scare us into believing.
That's what
Eagle.
yes, Tom. That's
Right,
what
okay.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm on your side. That's what if the things were that seriously that bad, we as a species are fucked. A vaccine and all that might slow us down, but we as a species in general have not adapted to our environment. The environment has won.
There was a guy. There was a
basically. I mean, think about that. Think about that for real.
The ex-Pfizer, an ex-VP of Pfizer did a thing on the COVID explaining how he sees it. And, you know, he was the ex-VP of Pfizer. He's like, I don't understand why everybody's getting all crazy. He's like, at the very onset, there was probably about 30% of the population that had immunity to this virus because they've had similar, SARS viruses, in their body before. That was his first point. He's like, probably 30% of people will never, ever be able to get it already. And then he went on to a whole bunch of other facts and figures and shit. But it's not just some Joe Schmo, it was, I have the clip. He's old, like these old people that have nothing to lose and nothing to gain, talking the truth. There's a reason why, I believe there's people you could believe that aren't like crazy conspiracy theorists, And
I'll tell you something interesting.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we announced that 50% of the British population had been immunized, right? So we're only in the categories of over 50s who are getting it. And that means that most of our population is of that age, or a huge majority if we've done 50% already. And all the wealth is in those individuals. They carry the vast majority of the wealth in our country. And they've all been immunized. So that seems like they maybe got what they wanted now. So hopefully
have you guys heard have you heard the new Bill Gates thing?
What's this?
He wants everybody in the world to eat what do you call that?
Veggie burgers.
No, not veggie burgers, but
I think
synthesized
we
meat.
already are.
Yeah, synthesized meat. Dude, from what I heard,
Yeah.
he's been buying up American farmland hand over fist like a madman.
Yes, he has. Yes, he
Because
has.
he wants to prevent cows from being grazed and having real cow meat. That's crazy. I don't know what the world is coming to, man.
It's called the end.
Yeah.
Maybe Bill
How
Gates
deep-
is the
how deep-
Antichrist.
Is this where the wormhole is kind of officially turned into a rabbit hole? I miss the fucking. I love these ones, by the way. When we get off topic and fucking get a little crazy, it's how deep you want to go.
I think if we're
I
into
mean,
this,
you could push this. You could push this all the way down to fucking AI and what you're talking about. I seen the. What about Bob said? What about the New World Order? It does kind of play into that. Bill Gates, and by the way, before I get too deep in this, I kind of hear Red Pill's voice in the back of my head going, fucking, you can play whatever you want now because this episode's already fucking flagged. but you're right. With the, Bill Gates buying up all that land and stuff. I mean, think about this. A grand scheme of things. Super conspiracy theory here. I've already kind of led myself down this road anyways. You already get what they're pushing towards you. That's going to end up leading and helping usher the way to the digital dollar because of the scare of, contaminated, dirty money. They're gonna go, oh no, we gotta get rid of that. It's gotta be digital. The only safe way, get your shot. And then it's gonna actually get worse to that, to where, and now, people have to stay home and they're gonna go, oh, now we have to have the AI to survive. We're gonna have to push this
people
full
can't work
tilt.
Anymore.
Full tilt, yeah, and then fucking that shit tabs the 5G.
You guys are.
It's all put in place.
But
now,
if you stay
again,
home and all you can do is fuck, all you're going to do is make more children, and then we're just going to have houses full of people who can't leave and all rely on AI. How are we even going to feed them? Like,
you guys remember that movie with the robot that ran around cleaning everything up and animated in a spaceship? All those fat people up inside there. The ship got off balance and everybody slid. Remember that? I don't know if anybody. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is.
So
that's what we're going to end up being like.
So you play this into, what you've heard a lot of throughout the years with the Agenda 21 bullshit, and even the Bill Gates in their society, wanting to reduce the population down. At that point, when you've got the AI into play, you have everybody sitting at home, and you're fucking you're tapping the system. What has humanity come? Exactly what they've called it in the beginning with the Agenda 21. We've become a virus to the earth.
Yes.
It's, too many people doing nothing, AI doing everything. If you're not contributing, if we're not contributing to the system, where we actually pull
we're going to revert to the movie Demolition Man.
Yeah, it gets that whole conspiracy gets super deep and super crazy. There's so many shoots but yeah, it all of them play into each other though, and to the end with the reduction of humanity. Sadly to say, and that's what they've warned us about for a long time. Believe it or not necessarily calling this
self-fulfilling
truth.
prophecy.
This is good cannabis wormhole fun. This is all for fun conversation. You can believe into it or not, or you can join into the conversation.
Too late to
Hop
do a
on.
disclaimer now, mate.
Hop on. Hop on. Hop on. Hop on.
Very
Yeah.
true. Very true.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
that's one thing
Yeah.
I've always loved. I've always loved a good conspiracy. I've always loved one. Just, you
I
know,
always
for like trimming purposes or just good fun, nothing to do but smoke and watch something. I love to turn on some conspiracy, fire up a good cannabis joint, and go, this is
Well, here's
fun.
something.
This is fun to
Here-
just toss around the mind for a minute.
Here's something I heard the other day. And underneath the South America, they have a whole subterranean tunnel system
They have it under America.
that literally connects pyramid to pyramid and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't doubt that they have that same shit here in America. I've heard a few things about big ones that were created so they could actually get a like 747 down inside one of them or something.
Yeah, from the Denver airport to New York. You get a train, takes 5 seconds.
What?
Underground train.
They already
Military.
got that.
That's what I'm saying. No, but I think there's shit in Antarctica. I think that's the real conspiracy
You know what?
theory. There's something happening in Antarctica, Eagle. If you want to research some conspiracy.
Antarctica is hopping right now.
There's something going on there that they don't want us to know about. Since when
Where
Obama,
the aliens are reaching fucking inner Earth. That's where the inner Earth is.
When Obama was president, they had some big shindig there, and only like all the leaders of the world visited Antarctica that one year when he was president. And
I remember that.
Yeah, they didn't talk about it. They didn't say what it was all about and stuff. And there's stories from World War II that the Nazis had submarines.
COVID bat factory.
That the Nazis had submarines that went underneath in the ice somewhere and literally found the portal to the subterranean world there. With the like, I don't know if they would be aliens, the underworld people, whatever. I don't know.
Well, that could go either way, who you're calling there, but there's definitely there's something under the ice. There's definitely
the first American guy that they sent over to fly over Antarctica, he came back with reports that once you get past a certain area, it's green and lush and it's not covered with ice. Yeah, exactly. Johnny knows. That's crazy. And after that, they never spoke about before. You know, that's crazy. I don't know. Something's happening definitely in Antarctica.
Who's to say that the ocean isn't like a big greenhouse, like basically, a shell. Sun can go right through it. Basically, the bottom, they got some dirt covered, and you never know. You never know. Are they light dipping down there? They light dipping down there with a little bit of dirt? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Crazy fun for food for thought, though. But they definitely say there could be some aliens down there. Maybe it's just from the world rolling. Who knows? Ice Age.
They got a series. They got a map that was drawn back in 1200 or something like that.
The Perry Reese map.
Yeah, that one. And that land down there did not have any snow and ice on it at that time, from what it looked like.
Yeah, that's one of the head scratchers right there, because they actually know what it looks like with that map, the actual layout of the continent under the ice. That is quite the head scratcher right there.
And it's suspect that Google has been like whiting out parts of the Antarctica. Yeah.
Google Earth will blotch stuff out, blur it out, so you can't see it.
Exactly.
Well, they definitely think that. Have you seen there on some of them satellite views? They actually see there's a perfect triangle or pyramid layout, just it matches the Great Pyramids
Just the
in
same as the
Egypt.
Giza.
It's the same ones. It matches
Yeah.
the same layout, same size, and everything there under the ice, which is a fun head scratcher as well. There's a lot of fun shit about Antarctica as far as the conspiracy theories go.
Yeah. And there's no fly zones too over Antarctica, which seems weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a head scratcher. Both north and south, ain't it? You can't fly over the North Pole either.
Oh yeah, I don't know actually, but I know that one. Yo, shout out to everyone in chat.
What was that? Yeah, what's up, chat? I didn't even check chat. What was that medieval kind of show that was going on for a while? It's really big. I mean, everybody was talking about it.
Curse of Oak Island?
It was about. No, not that.
That's
Come
some
on,
junk. That's some fucking junk.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Sorry, Eagle. I heard you were
13,
watching that.
we have
the
gotten
other day,
along
man.
fine, but
Come on.
now you break.
That's some junk.
Have you not?
I
No, seriously, have you
tried.
not watched?
Tried.
Have you not
tried.
watched lately? They found fucking roads, man. They drained the swamps. They found fucking stone roads from the 1300s. They're right on the tipping point. As of last week, the one drilling program on C10 has found a fucking tunnel leading towards this fucking swamp, possibly the money pit. But in the swamp, they found all kinds of shit. They drowned that motherfucker. They found roads and pathways going both to the money pit and up towards the eye of the swamp. They found fucking clay that they found in the money pit. They found fucking artifacts that's fucking.
Where'd you hear about this? On the news?
1300s.
On the show.
On the show. Watching
Yeah.
the show.
Oh, is it on the show? Oh.
You know, at some point, there's got to be some licensing, agreement. There's got to be,
Yeah, but Eagle, if they found the money pit and found the Raiders of the Lost Ark, that should be on the news page 1, I'm sure, right? That's what Green 13's point is, kind of?
Well, not
Again.
page 1, because there's Meghan and Harry, but
Right.
Oh, yeah. We're all
yeah, we
over
have
that.
I agree with you there.
We
to
have
an
Mr.
extent,
Potato
though.
Head over here. And on his
You know,
cycle. But yeah,
I agree.
I think you're right though, Eagle. But they have been stringing people. I watched it back in the day, dude. Like I was into it, Eagle, big time. And I'm like, after 3 seasons, I'm like, this is just a string along fucking bullshit. Every time they end with wait until you see next season what we found or whatever, and they come up with like a button from the fucking Spanish Armada guy. But yeah, but it's totally true. Something happened on Oak Island.
Bobby
But
Dazzler.
see, this is one of the things too is the time spans aren't fucking lining up. Things don't line up,
Right.
Even if they did,
I hope they find it.
So even if they do find something that fucking threw everybody off like that, do you really think that you would hear about it instantaneously? Do you think you'd be like, oh yeah, shit, we found the fucking missing link, and it throws off every fucking history book? Do you think they're gonna fucking find that, or do you think they're gonna sit on that and go?
They have that. It's in the Vatican Library, and they won't let anybody see the beginnings of the Anunnaki's history and stuff. So you're right, Eagle. They've been hiding it for centuries.
They won't let Tal get his hair book or family book out at all.
Green 13. Literally, I only watch one show, one TV show. That's it. That's all I look forward to out of all that's programmed, aired television. That's the one
And I've
show
just
I
ruined it
watch.
for you.
That's it.
I've just ruined
You're
it.
trying to kill. You're trying your best to just kick my can.
What'd you call it at Green 13? What'd you call it?
Pull-ups.
So not
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna go jump back in bed with my wife. Love everybody. Have a great weekend.
We're not chasing you out. Come on, man.
No,
Go
you're
get
not.
that-
You're not. You're not.
Go get that
All right.
treasure, Green 13.
Yeah.
right. Totally agree with Tao on that.
Oh,
But yeah,
shit.
those guys, thank God they got the show, because they probably would have ran out of money trying, funding all the shit that they did if they didn't have that extra income. Like, they got to be getting paid. Yeah.
You saw there was a moment there where they were actually going to different places and doing and jumping onto other people's shows and stuff. I was wondering at that moment what was going to happen.
I think that's because they found something. I honestly think something's gone on to where they've reached that point where, like Green 13's talking about, they're no longer. They found it. If you know what I mean. They
how many seasons has that show been on?
Season 8 now.
Yeah, because 8 years they could have dug out all the way down to the bottom of the money pit. You know what I mean? Even if it was but I guess they weren't allowed to, because you'd have to make a big hole to go that deep. But yeah, they may as well just get on with it and get it over with. Their government should allow it. Just rip it all up once and put it back the way it was after they're done.
Build another island to it.
What is the new thing, Eagle? What are they doing? What are they going to do next to try and get to that money pit? Or did they give up on it? What are they doing? I haven't watched it in years.
Oh, they're not giving up. They're just trying to pinpoint it at the money pit. Now they're thinking it might not even be where they think it is. The C10's off a bit. It ain't exactly where the money pit's at. It's off to the side. They're actually thinking it may be over by the swamp now. But they do have concrete evidence, like I said, where they were pulling in ships right there into the swamp. They had fucking unloading area. They found fucking all kinds of shit. The eye bolts. Remember them talking about the eye bolts and shit like that? Tom Nolan found the eye bolts. They kind of set up the Nolan's cross. Well, they figured now they line up with the pass. The eye bolts line up with the pass, and they kind of figure they're using them for winch blocks. You know what I mean? To winch shit up the fucking hill. And they've all come up to the assumption now, especially the one path they found last week. They're like, there is no need to put in a stone path or walkway or road up into this direction unless you're hauling
heavy stuff.
Shit.
Yeah.
There's that, and especially with the eye bolt, up top in strategic places to winch heavy loads up the hill and around the areas. So it's getting to an intriguing point where, like, you've toughed it out through all that shit you're talking about, Tal. And I'm right there with you. A lot of times, they make a lot of shit over fucking out of bullshit.
Exaggerated, yeah. They're exaggerated.
Yeah.
It's a show, so.
To keep you coming back for more.
Well, they got another thing that's changed too is everybody's working together. You know what I mean? Before it was, kind of prospector lot on lot. You had, Tom Nolan, you had the other guy, and all the treasures were being divided. Nobody was necessarily working together. But now everybody's on board. They have access to pretty much the whole island.
Okay.
And they're just they're turning everything over now.
Right. Picking up every stone.
You remember, what was the one gentleman's name? The gentleman that
Sam something?
Samuel Ball. They're even that was off limits. It was like a historical stop. And now they've even gotten permission to fucking pretty much turn over everything except the foundation.
Didn't they find
and they found
a little tunnel over there or something like that?
Yeah, going to his house. You know, a little tunnel like where you
Where
could
did
have
that
like
go to?
dropped something at one end and pulled it in through the foundation or something like that.
Yeah, well,
they
I
were
think that guy found it all and cashed it in. You know, someone probably found it already, cashed it in, and these guys are searching for. Because that guy found something. They said, right? Because he moved in on one lot, and he didn't do anything. He didn't leave the island, and all of a sudden he bought like 5 more lots or some shit. Right? Is that how it went down?
He was a lettuce farmer.
He was
Okay.
rich, super rich when he died.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But you got to think about this too, Tal. Maybe even if he didn't find the whole treasure, you know, plowing that land, those lots, he could have found a piece of gold here, piece of gold there.
That
you
shit
know,
fell out of
the
when
more
they were hauling it. Yeah.
the more you till, the more you find. He could have found that one lot and dug him that one little garden. Was like, holy shit, man! I gotta keep digging. You know, fuck it. Cabbage is perfect, man. I'm gonna fucking dig. Fucking
got a Midas garden.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, so let's say there was big ships with big treasure getting unloaded. There's probably like minions that are like, I'm gonna take this handful and fucking hide it over here under this coconut tree. I'll come get my share of it later on. You know, people pilfering off of it. You might be right. Maybe there's gold all over that island. I always think about when the Civil War happened, like they went raping and pillaging and shit. And like, if you got a big chest full of gold and you're traveling, you don't want to be carrying that with you everywhere. I bet you there's like Civil War hoarded shit like buried in various places. Or at least,
definitely.
You know, I think it's a possibility. And I think some people have been finding shit, right? Yeah.
It's funny you bring that up because I was watching just as of like the lead off of last week's show. They had Marty and them guys looking in Muskegon, Michigan, where Smiley's going tomorrow. And it's funny because last night they were talking about like how rough Muskegon had some rough spots. And so that night following the Curse of Oak Island, they had an episode where they think the Confederate gold was off the coast of the fucking Muskegon, Michigan. They think they pushed it off. You know, they think the guys that had busted the guy that led the Confederacy getting away, they busted him, and a Michigan troop, a cavalry unit, actually busted him. And they think they fucking took his gold and kind of brought it up here to Michigan. And when they were shipping it over to Wisconsin to kind of get rid of it or use it or whatever, that they were busted. There was a foil in the plan and they pushed it off in the Bay of Muskegon there. They think they can find it as of now.
So it's in the water.
It's in the water.
It's supposed to be like a rail car, right?
That's wild.
Yeah. Rail car's worth, yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing something on that. The boys were they built tunnels over there too, going from one guy's house to another, from the bank, going all kind of shit, man. Yeah, it's some creative people back in those days, man. I'm telling you. Gophers.
As I listen to myself speak, I wonder I'm like, man, I have put in some time smoking some joints, listening to some conspiracy. Used to be.
Oh yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of fucking Alex Jones, I'd be honest with you. That cat, was fun to listen to. Alex Jones was, if anything, if you believed it or not, it
especially
was fun to listen to.
What sucks is I'm sure some of his shit is like true, but he goes off, bro. What was he talking about the one time with Joe Rogan, bro? Something about, I don't know if it was frogs or aliens, I forget, but it was just so crazy, bro. I'm like, now he just sounds
brother, I'm
crazy.
here to tell you, and I'm not defending the man. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. None of that shit. But I listened to him for quite a while. I think I started listening to him somewhere around in like fucking early 2000s, if not like right around 99. And I'd fucking listen to that shit and I'd be like, this dude is fucking crazy. And I'd listen to it just for the fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Please,
The
yeah.
fucking entertainment, smoke
Yep.
and fucking listen and be like,
Listen
oh,
to
this
this
shit's fucking.
motherfucker.
So almost the same reason I listen to like a David Icke story. You know what I mean? I don't believe in the lizard people, but I like to entertain it as fucking fun shit. Watch
got
the
some
pictures
truth,
of the
too.
eyes moving and shit. Yeah. But anyways, whole different rabbit
That's
hole.
right.
But fucking as I listened to him, man, a lot of shit that motherfucker said in the beginning
It's coming true.
actually started come true. Yeah, enough to where I was on board there for a few years, man. I turned a lot of people on to Alex Jones. And then, you know, I kind of fell off. When I fell off is when he started kind of really doing the satire pieces. And he would just get right into that camera and he'd just be beat red.
Yeah, dude. Work up, motherfucker.
Oh, man. You would think he was going to have a heart attack, right there on the fucking camera. Yeah. And yeah, about that time I started to fade a little bit. But, you know, the stock information and a lot of bullshit that they were putting down it's still great advice to this day. You know what I mean? But another thing that they talked about, this is right here, Tal, that something he talked about a long time ago. And again, you go, oh yeah, that's never gonna happen. Was the Li-Fi light bulbs, the light bulbs that could listen in and on you and shit like that, and have Wi-Fi, were Wi-Fi capable. You can buy them fuckers at Walmart now. You can screw in a light bulb and go, oh, here's a hot spot. This is a hot spot now. Oh, I need a hot spot in this room, and that's
exactly what he was
technology
doing. Right.
he warned us about then. A lot of that bullshit, the internet things that, you know, everything in your house that fucking connects to it, that's another weak point right there. Oh, we're running out of time. 4:19. Anyways, fucking this another weak point right here. Think about this, man. Think about this as far as like the telltale things in your house and the weak spots that, you know, we talk about, hacker spots. They put all these fucking this product that I'm talking about right now, that I'm telling you about, this light bulb, cheaply manufactured. You can buy one probably $14-15 at any Walmart. Cheap product, hooks to your Wi-Fi, has fucking software in it. Now, who do you think that company is going back and updating on that fucking software? How often do you think that software is getting updated for security? It doesn't. That shit's out of date in a weak spot in your internet and your Wi-Fi almost the second you hook to it. Same thing with your TV. Same thing with the refrigerator that hooks to your fucking Wi-Fi. All these things have software to it, and it's just a fucking product. Boom. You hook it up and go. Hook it up and go. A lot of these companies, they don't give two shits about going back, updating that software for security leaks and shit like that. So around your house, all these little internet of things, these cool little gadgets that's hooking up to your Wi-Fi, fucking don't get updated and become weak spots in your fucking internet. More and more daily cameras, fucking these Wi-Fi white bulbs, all kinds of shit.
The manufacturers are forced to put in back doors for the government to eavesdrop on everyone.
420, everybody.
It's not even. It's not even whether it's out of date.
Stuff like that.
It's not that it's out of date. It's incorporated in it day one, dude.
To that.
Exactly. That's my point exactly right there. Here's a good tip on stocks. Buy gold mines or buying gold or silver mines. Won't go wrong there.
Physical silver. That's the key there. own physical silver. I kind of warned Jack
Oh.
about that. Or it was Red Pill. Man,
Yeah.
missed me Red Pill. Where in the fuck has been Red Pill at? But yeah, you got
I don't know.
to
It
own
hasn't been
physical
here.
silver. Don't own that paper shit. That's what's gone wrong with, like, say, the Fort Knox bullshit. That's they've sold all the fucking physical gold, and now they're fucking selling paper fucking metals and paper metals. People are gonna get fucked there.
Yeah, I'd
There you
have,
go.
I'd
There's
have
the
to
damn
go.
song. 2 minutes late. Sorry, guys. Cheers. So, just out of fun, and again, much respect for you, Smiley. And I'm just only out of fun saying this because I know there's a good chance you could be listening. See what happens when Smiley leaves? Shit just fell apart, man. We just fucking went total rabbit hole. Total rabbit hole.
You know what,
Straight
Mr. Grower?
conspiracy.
Mr. Grower was saying, yeah, if you have a cell phone, they're already listening. They don't need all that other stuff. But what are you guys worrying about? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's right.
They're all over.
Yeah, everything. So basically, if you're out in public, don't do anything you don't want your mama to see because you're getting videotaped and in the privacy of your own house. Yeah, I don't know. I got tape over my freaking cameras.
So, actually, fucking, I see 420, saying gold all the way. Gold is a very fucking good investment, but this is where that market's somewhat manipulated. But silver, the ratio, gold to silver ratio is always been in check. Right now, the gold silver ratio is so far out of whack. Silver is actually
It's gonna go up.
You mean the prices?
We're running out of silver. That's the fucking bottom
That's
line.
why I say. That's why I say
There's a shortage.
invest in the silver mines and gold mines because that's where the
when
gold is
silver
coming
adjusts, yeah, that's where the money will be made. Gold can only plateau or go down. Silver can skyrocket. There's plenty of room.
from. Yeah, man, that was a good hit.
That's a good wormhole. Tell me what's a good wormhole.
Amy Aces, I was smoking on that one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it is time to call it. We've reached that 420 mark. It's time to go. I got to do the shout outs. Again, I'm fucking the show. You guys are this thing's very addicting, man. Fucking drop my roach on my joint. Fucking, I keep telling myself, I'm just going to log on. I'm just going to log on and talk for a few minutes, and then I'm going to get to work.
Get to work.
But then the conversation just gets to be so much fun. Yeah, I never turn around and fucking do what I'm supposed to do, which I need to do now. Take down this girl.
Yeah, I was busy today.
Look at that girl. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Not bad.
Yeah, dude.
That's a sexy lady there. What is it?
That's the Orange Boss from North Star.
Orange Boss.
Yeah, I fucked it up earlier.
Does it smell like orange?
Very much so. Very much so.
Nice.
Very
All right, I'm out of here. I'll let Eagle get going. Johnny Candace, good to see you. Eagle, you know, Eagle, it's always fucking awesome fucking talking shit with Eagle. And yeah, so maybe we can all plan a trip to Antarctica, man. We'll plan the 420 trip to Antarctica.
I hear under the ice it's 70 degrees.
Yep, it's like a sauna down there.
Yeah, that's what I hear. All right, guys.
Weather.
Peace out,
all right,
all.
Eagle. Me too. Peace and love. Always. Eagle. Complete respect, man. Appreciate it all the time. I had to come on and enjoy the last bit anyways, you know. So anyways, chat. Love you. I'll see you in chat just a little bit. Eagle.
Thank you, Johnny. I'm glad you checked in, my friend. I'm glad you checked in.
Yes.
Well, that does wrap up another one. That does wrap up another one. I appreciate you guys for popping in. Ned Denver, if you're listening, I will get you a copy of the shout outs. I should clean it up for you. Can't even see it, but I'm telling you right now, this handwriting is terrible. Terrible. I got to clean it up before I pass it on. I'm telling you, to save us both some time. So with that being said, let's get to the deed at hand. Let's get to the shout outs. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's always more than an honor than you guys will ever know, for sure. Find something to head out here. Clear my throat. Now, Denver, there you are. This time I'm going with the juice. I got juice ready and YouTube commercials. No more Coke, guys. No more pop. No more carbonated beverages other than kombucha. That shit is nasty. I always feel bad when I drink that syrupy pop. It hangs right in your gut. All right, here we go. We got some fucking music or commercial. There we go. Brass Against Lazarus. Great tune. All right. Of course, top of the list with much respect. Subcool, we miss you, brother. I miss you more than you know. More you should know. You should be able to see down. Subcool, we miss you, brother. These House of Dank, Mama Law 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christina MG89, Unplugged 705, Medical McGullicuddy, Rick T, The Rebel, the Nige 207, Fabian Salidas. Dave's not here. Tom Spook, Greg Walker, Mendo Dope will be here next week, the day after the anniversary show. T-Dog, Dungbeetle, Red-Eye Jedi, Grows, Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Runboy 7426, Justin Good Earth, Strongman, Okie Grower 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Wall, Small Vision 420, Who's Your Cat Daddy, Taco Don Slug, Rick S, In the Bushes 827, James Simmons, your t-shirt is on the way. Congratulations, Kevin Hahn, World's Last Hope Hats, Fan 420, Bio Minter. Turn that down a little bit. Dirt Road Dude, Kenneshiba, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dad, Goblin, Dr. Buzz, Lightyear, Acetone, 710, Canuck, Kinda Queen, Genetics, Stabby, Tanazi, Fumador, Dirt Man, Dan, Keith the Black Sales, Mr. Bosilla, Zen Premium Gardens, Rasa Bob, Rasa Jeff, Soil Root, Small Tube, Tyler, Frosty Buds, Norm Michigan, Marco, Ouija Buzz, Dub T. Roy, Big Jar Grows, JC, Modern Genetics, SoCal Weedner, John, Last PPJ, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfector, Dollar Tree Grows, T1 Productions, Dan Grower, DOA Grown Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I grew some DOA Grown Meds. Johnny Cannesy, thanks for popping in. Nutrient Shootout, Snotty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, NNY, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover for 420, High Spy, Aldridge 25, Miss Madam T, Stu Moo, The Canna Crate, Mo Grower, Loki Grows, Cat, or Sus, This Guy, Burton, 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaw, 31, Voodoo Ultra, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connection, Wolverine Grower, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, Wade, Wayback Farmer, D-Block, MMP Nations Creations, Amber Lalana, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sicky Rob, Big Day 420, Brent Window, Big Ed 1961, Manawani, G3, The Green Click, J&K Triple G, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John, B2 Crazy for You, BGWG 420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb OG, Arthro, Sons Amelia, Arthro, Just Face 420, Beast Coast Grower 420, Sir How, Trey Balone, Keep It Real, Hagerton 420, Zeb Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere, BT, Double E Grows, Bingus, Green Puffin Man, Alex Boykachev, Chef Lake, School of Crop, Cause I Love It, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie Reels, 100, 212, Andy Man, Miranda Family Farms, Page Farms, Me All Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, Noob Sailbot Wins, Kingdom Aquaponics, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary Jane Medgarden, Streamer 77 Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard, Kruger, Jones of the Grow, Pop G Grows, Raz Amy, Dro Grows, Cast, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, Lily Luna, the Green Med Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason, Isone, P. Wynn, David Colby, Mason, 6622, Scroggy Mix, Scroggerton, the Gagas Grows, Kaylee, Chad and Brad Family Farms, Polly P. Viorg, Eric Ferguson, Kevin Jodry, I'm sorry, good sir, much respect. Kevin Honcho, Jay Huggins, UDA, Green Tree Hugger, Kush Cloud, Joshua Seamsland, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Maine Mystic, Show Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sarge S, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, 311 Mix Up, Kinder Grows, Evergreen, G's Friends, Tree MMJ, Matt S. A. Bog, Dragonfly B, Justin Meds, Travis Wells, or that is Lucky Mike, no more unlucky. Lucky Mike, Seattle Chronic Seeds, King Product, Titan from Blessed Coast Seeds, Shingle Gas, Pavasso for Life, John Smith, Tommy Tricos, Boca King, Raz, Pop Little, Slow Roll, Spiky Pilot, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Steelberg, Indo 11, 70 V, Shark Pulley 989, Von Braun, Sovereign Garden, Stoner Nation 420, Joe Y, Bugs 1313, Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Boo, Jay Myers, Mid, The Chat, Mr. Manny D, Bagseed, Dr. DGC, Jeff Shredder 911, Dutch Growth 420, Scallywag 420, Skillbo 1, Medgrower 1, Empire Breeding Co., Fragoli, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Danko, B Bear 7, Ali Noble, CK, Tom Trinidad, Noonie Jester, Smoking with Small Town, Tim Mass, Mr. Lazy, Rafter Grows. Skipping this YouTube commercial right in the middle of a song. That's pretty shitty, YouTube. Mr. Lazy, Rafter Grows, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Hazelton, Jordan, Michigan Quarry, Double Tap, Mr. Green Thumb, Bum 420, 808 Rudy Prospects, the Cannon Bus Driver, Hating Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grows, T Ben, Rude Nut 619, Hammered E-Nails, Dr. Scrambles, VB Moonrocks, GHF Double J, Bio Green, Stealth Grower 56, Hanky Stinky 420 OG, KP, Ganja Nana, Your Mama, Georgia Joe, Roy Rodriguez, B Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer B Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Gardens, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Ooh, Soil Life 420, Bully 4 Life, the Jeffro 420, the Beavis 698, Dr. Franklin Booty, Goddamn on Big Ted's Test, the Riffin' Fat Boy, Jack Greenstocks 420, Boom Farms, Charlie Farms 420, Aldridge 25, Smiley's Garden, JD's, Misty's Nugs, Smoking Grow Frazier, Grow Koski, Twisted Roots, Faded Farm 420, Jeff Jarowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Evolve, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Misket, Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snaps, DTE, Groze, Rick Wolf, DLP 23 to 72, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Cannon Trooper, Blind Cat 420, Light Up Again, Tim, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck, Medical MJ, Budsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dank Man 420, Dank Man Dan, Red Set of Farms, Good Luck, Joni Bell, Teach B, the most hated grower, the Major General 420 Army, the American one, Sharate, Skinnios, and Lennox Mountain Skies, ready to hit that hot fire, Chris Mertz, Even, Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Hepafe, Cam, Finger Lakes, Finance, Ridge Patch, Dozer, Moon, Southern BT, Grower, Choose Medical, Jared Player, Plus One, Mushroom, Secret City, Potneers, My Little Tent, 2042, Spacewalker, Christian, 3 Month, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Garden, Sean Smith, Elliptis, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest, Seeds, Ross, Kaya Paul, Lemon Hoko, Trent Digger, Rita's Juicy Life, Richard 420, Grant Manual, Mary Bond, Simon Sizzle 81, 9-inch Colas, Chris Mon, DK Trades, Vision Creator, Guru, Kind, Kenna Nation, J Wires, Dan the Indoor Man, J Gromies, Homies, Hamilton Grown, Clip Smoke, Keystone, Canna Flag PA, Big High 710, Eugene Greenleaf, Ace True Hustle, Fred Dark, Carlos Norris, Arizona Grow 420, No Solid, Jesse White, Scott Stang, Yeti, Introvert, Genetic, Soso J, Vixen Robin, and Mr. Killer 8 Mo, James Buttercream, C-Dub from NorCal, the Pharmacy Seed Bank, Dreadhead, Smokey 616, Curtis Mayhem, Matt Myron, Morte, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Dora, Antenna Seeds, Vicarious K, Mike Rubles, the Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Stu Moo, Popco 719, Bake with Shake Baby, Old Smoke, PWC, Grown Buds, Laura Wass, Mr. Weed Bunt, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, Honcho Grown, Flora Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pungent Sound Seeds, Goliath Grower, Richard T, Chrissy Wannabe, Mr. Soul, Food Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real, 2,000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam, McBodyface, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google and You, I'm Going Whale, Baby, Canadian Resort, Poor Dirt Farmer, Carl Wright, Zephyr, Humboldt Farms, Tannery Farm, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Gardens, Hale 9782, Skunky Palace, Martial Artist 2012, Microslave Hefner, Daniel McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert, Mr. Green Fingers, Motherfucking Thomas, Rancho Costa Plenty, Monkey Balls, Andrew Chamberlain, Bobby Lynn Means, Trench Digger again, Mr. Mac, Tony Like Blown, and Bill S. Weed Peace, Tater Delicious, Minty, Country Roots, Here on Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buds and Hazard, Mr. Club 14, Bud, Bearded, B-Man Farm, 616, Snarl Up, Max Screwman, Ruby, Timothy McKimmons, Neil, Justin Beans, Chronic 88, Fat Belly, Real, Jennifer Steele, Kimmus 03, Turk Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latinos, Gator Country, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally, Wookie, Goddess Grows, Rasta Bob, White Feather Grows, Burning Shrooms, Tone Grows, Dank, K-Man Grows, BX Gunner 81, Smith, Dube, Noob Grows, Sean McCann, J Monks, Dink, Agenda, Wild Canna Grow. Commercials. Fall Dog, Huron Cannabis Council, List Paris Rock Fam, Justice Mick, 420 Ben, Fresh Grow, Thriving Herbs, High Boy, Your Mailman Grows, We Be Grown, Australian Grown, Love for the Plant, Argo American, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Highest, Surfcraft, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Micro Grows, Mobius Grows, I'm sorry, Dank Brownies, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, D's Bags, Drone Star, Shotgun Willie, Dank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sure Bro Gross, Clackamas Coot, DJ Canley, ATG, Light 1978, Michigan Grove Buds, Your Boy Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jay McDaniels, Clackamas 420, Stinky Colas, Dylan Steinford, PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sungrown 707, J8 Drove, J420, Cascadian Growth, T-Toads McGee, Four Plants A, Weedworks, Captain Scrog, Skunky Buns, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee Live, McGaster Tempe, Annie N, D Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles 11, Bindu Buds, Michael Rasta Gross, 808 Rooting Prospects, Weekend at Birdies, K-Bags, Justin Station, Strong Style Organic, Zippy, iMedic 31, Honesty, K-Hell, Me All Flower, Brent Boog, Todd Kendricks, Newtons, KNT, Chris D, Too Soon, Folk Tots, Folk, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancient Soul, Grown, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Canna Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Albert Tremblay, Mo Manic Meds, Raz Benchy, Helen, Hugh Janus, James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, so sorry, LT. Big High Flower 420, Lobster Brush Bro, Mother Treat, Maine, Red Pill, where are you? Your boy, Roy Boy, again, Aesthetic, Shannon Gibbons, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, the 840 Grow, the 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill 710 again, because you missed. Cannabis Pursuit, K Rolling. Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81. Red Pill, I want to take that back. I hope you're all right, brother. Oil and Flower Podcast, of course, that is Buddha Blake. Buddha, that was another cool meet this year. You need to pop back in, Buddha. The Entourage Effect, Warren Dixon, Pink Lady Luck, El Mondo 420, Surrounded by Keith, Ferrari Farms, Fringe Dweller, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Wild Bobby, Sean Ben's Rescue Ready Roadside LLC, Notorious Nug, Magma Seeds, Father and Son, Tutoring Tutorials, Dub T Danks, Jose Ramirez Perez, Doggo the Hut 420, Chiba Man GR 420, Community Videos. Man, them guys are friggin' killing it over there. If you're not following along with them awesome guys over there on the pond, you guys missing out, man. That's cool fucking guys over there. Where did I leave off? Of course, with the GR420 community videos. Detroit River Rat, Louis Garcia, Michael P, AJ Everyday, Captive Audit, Cheddar Bob, Maine 420 Med Grower. Get a remember, cannabis is worldwide. We got knowledge everywhere. You can't discount any direction in which it comes. Jake Hendricks, in for the grill. Backwoods All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Skankin, Chanel Simpsons, One Smoke Away, Ganja Roach, Kazoo, Aaron Burning Shrooms, Mr. Lincoln Stinkin, Angel Studios, MG, the 420 Grow Tent, Paul DLA, John Fleming, Dankovich, Kilo F Sky, Fibro, Flyo, Pauly P, Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny Organics, Sunman, Chibo Man Sunny, Jeff Papalik, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Farmers, Carrie Candy Forest Farmer, sorry guys. Fuck all that beat. Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Greystone, Sony Baker MD, Sony Creek, Rush Sonic, Friends Dweller, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man Hero has Freebird, Mogrower, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survival Time, Tim Blake, Gulf Coast, Chronic, Stinkfed, Caballero, Harley Grover, Jen God, Steve Collins, Todd Kendrick, Property Maintenance, Sharpies, Island Hayes, Scuba Steve Speaks, JR Ream, Randy K, TCDR, tons of respect for you, as I told you today in chat. Shout out to you, brother. Claire Killian, Wardrobe Farmy, Randy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Boog 3223, Wake Up, Captain Freedom Bee, Puffer Smiles, 15 Digit, Michigan Ganja Mooch, Ash, Fred G, Super Bob, Ricardo, Richard Forbes, Dan, David Pimenta, hopefully I said that right. P4, P-Funk, Nika T, John Reese, Without Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Bergman, Puffin, the Green Puffin Man, got you twice. B. Dungley, hopefully I said that right. James Chung, Sarge, Gross 818, John Wayne, Cooling Root, Sister Golden Hair, Deanna El Dangarino, Kate and F Garden, Blank 1030, Choose One, Only Feet, Farmer Jones, or Farmer James, sorry, Farmer James, Crypto Dope, Hip Grower, Matt Javine, Dan Marino, Chronic Wonders, Sunrise, Grows, Top Floor, Genetics, Mo Vision 420, Can 2 Cannabis, Jess Fisher, My Dog Nelia, Rooster, Alex Hardy, Hardy Geared, both are one and the same. Medi Cropper, that was an amazing episode. Daniel Grows, Photos, Mitten, Grown Med, Sunrise Grows, Lexi, Brittany, and Koo, my baby girls. I love all you very dearly. No Limit, 916, Grumpy Toad, Alchemistin, The Cannon Minx, Soil Bone Addiction, Soil Born Addiction. I am sorry, good sir or ma'am. Ross Joel, Alex D, Dirty Or Catfish, High Power, Thunder Dan, Propaganda Station, John McDaniels, Lisa Marie, Sarge Groves, 818, one more time. What do we got here? Blaze Daily, Fried Dipper, hopefully I got that one right. Perpetual, Eagle Proud Warrior. I'm still wondering if that one was just to fuck with. Sarah Smiles for you. Frank Asada, The Dink Duchess, man, that was a great episode. Of course, Kino was another great episode this week. Kelly Maxwell, Captain 420. Who we got? Sink Fat and Without Bob, both I think got twice. And we can't forget, last but not least, we just 207. Shout out to all you guys that tune in night after night, man. I have more respect for you guys than you'll ever know. This thing's quite amazing. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry about the no guests tonight, but it is what it is. It's all I can do is try to line them up. If they don't show up, there's really nothing I can do but try. And I will try again tonight when my guest should be Pop Shrooms. Well, I probably will match. Should be a pretty good night. Thank you for tuning in. You guys know the deal. This is the end of your journey for the day. Please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your journey, please do something nice for somebody. It is so easy to do. Compliments, phone calls, DMs, texts, buds, sessions, open doors. Can I help you carry that? Just all in all check-ins. People need it. A lot of people want to ask. I hate to say it, but I'm on that list myself sometimes. And be bullheaded about shit. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Random acts of kindness do save lives. There's nothing I've been more passionate about other than cannabis than that fact right there. So true. Have an amazing Sunday. Get some rest before you start that fucking next work week. Love you guys. I'll see you tonight with Pop Shrooms, 11:30. Have an amazing Sunday. Tons of cannabis shows. Don't forget Jack, Canna Queen, Beast Coast Grower. Who else is out there? Hash Church, Weed Church. So many. I'm sure Cheech will be out there. Madam T might have something on today. So many cool people do shit on Sundays. Check out your YouTube feed. Support your local content creators or your favorite content creators. Love you guys. Have a great day.